Our liberator is here. The one Gongloe all the way.
Are you Lady Records? Sweet song.
Lima guaya ume Congo. La biama ya ubone. Congo. Tiawan Congo. Congo. Tiawan Congo. Say wa ya. Abola bia se ne ye wa boya. Go find you one without Papa Tiawan Congo Bonu ile. You know why we are me go ni my ine you are there. Zaba lo kwa yi ni wa lo wa ko yi apo mo won ta me wa lo wa ko yi. Na the pa the jam of the movement. Corruption la yen pona me wo kwa wa yi ba wo ne ara wo. Inga ye wa wo ampani ma no se ga ye wa so. Prende ye pona pone kanu ga ore kanu ga ba gan mo lo mu e. Wọ́n bá ya kwa eti àwọn kan gbogbo ya kwa kanu go baka kani ambo yima boko Rakire ye wa tero Ogorano wo bora Labia no iwa wa Apoti awa Congo Bonu ile baba Labia sene wa ya Ya play ya potita Something zota Numbebe ya sia Mi o go magre baba Wa pa yi won ga Wa po wa no senu Ene yi fokale imwe Wa bo nu ile Congo Tiawan Congo yi go aye
E kwalo aka pastor do e. Tiawan sona se o kwalo aka we. Tiawan Gongloe. E kwalo aka o. Kwalo aka we pastor do ke we. Tiawan Gongloe le nu pa yo.
Good evening, folks. Welcome. I'm Afonso Ziansot of the Liberia Public Radio, 10 LPR-TV. We will be having a conversation here. A big event is in the making to see that a dinner banquet this weekend in Philadelphia. The race, the politics in Liberia have been transported right here before your very eyes. Friends of a group calling itself of Councillor Tiawan Gongloe. They are here. We will be going in-depth of the fundraiser and how far, perhaps their candidate. Stay tuned. They're going to be joining me right here. Until then, let's have a little bit beautiful music. You know, this is something that I've inserted into the politics of Liberia. Councillor Tiawan Gongloe. Friends here in the USA will be my guest. Stay tuned.
Gongloe kwalo aka o. Se Tiawan Gongloe lenu pa kwale. Mi la bi ami enu kwa se pin we. Kwa se mo ma kan mo ke kwa tan mesan. Tuzugbe ti e kwalo aka o. Ya o Emi be flu. Ya ga na ke ide da ke. Kwalo aka o Ya o Se Tiawan Gongloe lenu pa yo Tiao
Oh yeah, what a beautiful. Just had a share buttons and we are here about this event. We will be very shortly. And we will get a conversation in the
Lima so yabane.
That's the gearing up for the big event expected to take place in Philadelphia. A big banquet fundraiser for Councilor Tiawan Gongloe. Well, we're going to be here and we're going to be having our conversations and the preparation. Our understanding, the councilor, she should be here or here by now to grace the occasion. We want to welcome our viewers across the globe. Cassali to welcome Andrew, Bernard Belfort, Momolu, Etakolit, Achit, and Edward Cooper, all our primetime viewers, listeners. Thank you so much for being here this evening. I am Alfonso Zayenso, of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV, right here this evening. Until then, let's have a conversation right now. We are about to get this program on the way. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Good evening and welcome to the show. And let me make sure if you are getting me loud and clear, just give me a thumbs up and we will get this program going. Stay tuned. The politics in Liberia, the diaspora community cannot be ignored. Welcome to the show. Good evening, radio people in Radio Land, viewers across the globe, in Liberia, right here in the USA and other parts of the world. We want to say welcome. I'm Alfonso Zayenso, LPR-TV Live with friends of Tiawan say Gongloe, a presidential hopeful in the 2023 presidential elections in Liberia. This is a clear indication that the diasporan community outside of the country are influencers in decision-making, major actors in the political process, social development in their motherland. And the basis of that, a group calling itself Friends of Tiawan Gongloe, making a major, having a big fundraiser this evening, not this evening, this weekend in Philadelphia. And they are here. We're going to be having this conversations. Just bear with me. We're having a little bit technical problem here, but hopefully we will get it under control. And we'll get this program going. Let's take a quick break and I will be right back.
Yeah, so everybody, everything's going bad.
As everything going bad, that's our own guy right here in the Ocean State here, this making that contribution. Okay, my guests, they are here. Let's bring in them here quickly so we can have this conversation. So they're going to introduce yourself and we're going to go right down to the wire. Let's see here. Yeah, my man, sit down, go. Why, you in the plane or what? Or you on the plane or you on top of the plane? We are here for a serious business, so I want my viewers to see you well. Is it a laptop or phone? If you can kind of like give it in a landscape phone, just how Jerry looks
so
like.
Would it be preferred? I'm using the phone. Would the laptop be preferred?
I would say if you have the laptop, you can use.
I have the laptop.
I'm using my laptop.
Because people get a tendency when people doing serious business, that one they can call, you know.
Friday, you're right.
Friday payday. So
you are absolutely right. Let me get on the laptop, okay?
I'm calling you. All the people that never get sick for the rest of the week, they want to get sick now.
You're absolutely right. So let me leave and I come on the laptop, okay?
Okay, sounds good. I'll put you out and then you can do that. Okay. Good evening, folks. I'm Alfonso Zayenso of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. We say thank you for sharing this beautiful Wednesday, May week. Oh, the week, Jared, the week split into what? It's a May week, right? Usually it's a Wednesday, May week?
Yeah, Wednesday is considered midweek, yep.
Okay, so hopefully we're going to get that mail we package here from Friends of Gongloe because we are hearing our reporters and other folks that we are talking to inside Philadelphia. There's a massive preparation in the making. We are hearing, but yet to be confirmed by Friends of Gongloe or some of the closer ally. But we are hearing the counselor is here or is already en route to grace this occasion. We're going to be talking all of that right here on the Diaspora Informative News Outlet. The drama in the country is too much, so we don't entertain a lot of drama here. We don't want to add insult to injury, and this is why conversations of substance is the priority of the Liberia Public Radio, and we really, this is something we want to do. To be upfront, I would give it up to the Gongloe folks in a lot of reasons. They always, even if we call, we don't call, they always reach out here, which is very good. It's a clear indication as others, they have the right to go where they want to go. But when you are seeking or when you are vying for the higher office of the land, your surrogates, supporters, they can meet, and we are making an arrangement. If the counselor comes, so we can have this conversation, because it looks like this train is about to angle. We want to know how far he's staying. He's taking an extensive tour across country. And we want to see. I don't know what. You know what? He coming with the broom again?
Well, that I cannot.
All right, let's leave that to that. When I see the council, I will ask him where is the broom.
It's my. Do I look? It's my background.
Yeah, it's better. Unless if you can help us to provide a little bit of lighting, but other than that, it much better.
Much better.
So if you can do that, that's fine. If not, man, do what you want to do. So
okay.
Yeah, I think what is important, the people are going to get your voice, but we always like to know when it's from LPR. I want to make sure it's good. Just hold on 1 second. Now, folks, we want to welcome you to whether you're for Gongloe or not, just hit the share button for us. This is about Liberia, and that's how we do it here at LPR. We'll make it proportionate. We are still reaching out to other folks to give them the opportunity, but it's at their own volition. They were honored our invitation to come here, but we want to thank the Friends of Gongloe and even the team for always coming out here. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Okay, let me see. I believe Mr. Woos was one of the chief architects in this place. I never knew him to be a politician. I know that. Yeah. Felt like yeah, this man, I don't know where he come from with this whole thing. Anyway, let's leave that topic there. We were talking behind the scene. Mr. Woos, good evening and welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
You can hear me?
Can you guys elevate your volume from your end? I want to make sure that
So hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. And especially to my audience back home, I like them to hear me back for time. Man, this guy, he's going to be tweeting you. He's another diehard of Councilor Gongloe. Welcome, my man, to Daniel G. Bachel in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. D, thank you so much for always training down with us here. Do me a favor, if you can just find my Facebook and throw me your number in that. We need to talk. My boy from Abidjan. Okay, guys, good evening to welcome. This is the Liberia Public Radio. We are privileged and honored to have a group calling itself Friends of Gongloe. Yeah, you guys can't give up. That has supporters. There's something that you guys believe in. So welcome to the show. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. So.
Okay, so this is an open field. I don't want to be selective here to say, oh, Jerry go first, Wilbur go first, Fella go first. But we can, I think we can have a well-coordinated conversation. So let's start the ball rolling. Fella, you want to get the ball rolling first?
No, let my boss man. Let my boss man, Mr. Fuller, go ahead.
You see? So, he say you go ahead.
Well, good evening to everyone. Mr. So, first of all, we would like to thank you very much for hosting us tonight. It's an honor. This is a very serious matter. So every help we can get, we appreciate it. So we are very grateful to you. And we would like to say to our viewing audience, please share the video. Listen with everything you can. And we believe that you will get some things here that you will find very interesting. Probably you might be in another state and decide to fly down to Philly just to be a part of this wonderful event.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, sure.
That's just the intro. We're coming in with more.
Definitely, I like it that way. Not that sort of Maladukle type of prayer where you pray and close your eye and by the time you open it, then the full cell going out of the table. Okay, so who's going to go to the next person?
Yeah, Jerry, I'm a deputy boss man.
Mr. So, thank you very much. As it's already on the screen, you know, my name is Jerry Colette, and I'm a member of the Friends of Gongloe. Like Mr. Foley said, we just urge all of our viewers who have tuned in, who are watching, to share the video so that we can create as much publicity as we can for this upcoming program.
Oh, and can I just come in, Mr. So, if you can, apart from the link you sent us to log on, if you
to send a live link to you,
send a live link so we can share. We have a couple of sites that we can share on. And
okay, nothing wrong with that. You got it right now. We're gonna go to you guys. Feel like you're gonna come to you. I working for my money, so anything you say, I'm gonna shove my hair on the table. Say I will do it.
No, we'll be gentle.
Yeah, just kidding. Yeah, all right, Philly, I just send it to you. Let me see what I can send it to. Yeah, all right, I just send the link.
Okay, I just receive it.
Yeah, I just send it to you. I don't know, Jerry, want me to send it through? Yeah, you can still.
Just through my text.
Yeah, all right, I just send it through the text. You still?
Yeah, I receive it.
Yeah, all right, okay, good. All right. Yeah, sure, absolutely. 2-1 people to go, but I can tell you once it is from LPR, it got to be good, because we always try to hit the conversation of a substance, not too much of entertainment here. Okay, I believe what is done. Mr. Woos.
Yes, sir.
Anything from your end?
First of all, I want to say a big thank you to you for always being there for Mama Liberia, because everything you do for Gongloe means it's for Liberia. And I'm also honored to share this platform with these two distinct gentlemen. You know, I have a belief anybody that follow Gongloe mean well for Liberia, because only good people, you know, that don't have no condition, follow a man like Gongloe, a man who broke, a man who people say he's the underdog. So if somebody will leave all the fabulous candidates and follow the underdog, I have a lot of respect for them. So my salute is to my two colleagues, Jerry and Wilbur. I want to tell them thanks for everything they do in supporting Councillor Gongloe, because only good people support a man like Councillor Gongloe. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, friend and brother. And I will say a big thank you, because it's one of the campaigns. Always reach out, even if we don't sound that phone call. And I think it is a clear indication that everybody should be inclusive, especially when we come to this national conversation. So I say, Woos and the team, thank you so much for reaching out, and we will be having this conversation. If anybody listening, just lower your monitor so we can get an echo back. I know you're sharing it, but just lower your monitor, and you can just put to the tuner and just watch. Okay, guys, thank you so much for honoring these invitations. Let's get rolling here. We are here in massive preparation is in the making this weekend. A group calling itself Friends of Councillor Tiawan Gongloe. If I'm not mistaken, maybe the second or third time coming here. What going to be the difference this time around? What is this fundraiser? Why is it all about? Who wants to go first?
Yeah, let me see if I can throw a little bit into that.
Mr. Woos, I think you're low. You got to tune up.
Kind of low, huh?
Your device, you just got to give it volume. Another one, whatever you watch. Yes.
You can get me?
Much better.
All right. Okay, so first of all, we have an election where Liberia is at a crossroad. The current government, at the end of their regime, with the facts of how they ascended to the presidency unveiled. They borrow money from Russia, from this other group, that other group, and this other group, just to force their way to leadership. And we have a very unique man. In order for us to transform Liberia, for us to have a new Liberia, we have to start a new foundation. And this foundation has to be built by Liberians. I mean Liberians. We need our friends from outside, but to build the foundation, it has to be done by Liberians. So that when our house is erected, the house can be able to shelter the builders. What am I saying? We have one of the most distinct Liberians in Liberian political history for over 46 years, being in the vanguard of advocacy. A man who nobody can point finger to say, that man had lied, he has steal, he had borrowed, he had done just those things that got our country going the way it's going. That man is considered Tiawan say Gongloe. This is the man who have decided to rescue the country at a point that it is at a juncture that either go down and go forever. He want to rescue this country from the ICU. So in order for us to rescue this country, it means we have to be part of this process. So our being here today is to call upon our brothers and sisters in the diaspora back home to see how we all can contribute to the rescue of this country. By contributing whatever way we can contribute, to the process, so that we can have an election where the president can look left, he can look right, he see us. Then we'll be seeing the people way behind and say, well, I got to see about these people because these are the people that brought me to where I am. But when he look left, he look right, he will see us. And the purpose for him going to where we want to send him is to be able to look at us and not to be looking beyond us. So that's why we are here tonight, to see how we can mobilize the Liberian population at home and abroad to see how we can contribute to the process of having an election that we can all be proud of and say 100% is Liberian funding. Thank you.
Okay, I do not want to sound too political here this evening because I want to take that on with the big guy himself. But my understanding there's a fundraiser. I need more information. To viewers, listeners, and those who want to go, they will need more information. Mr. Collier, let me just bring you in here, if you will. What was this? What's the essence of this fundraiser? To do what?
Well, the underlying reason for this program, firstly, is to honor a man who, for over 3 decades, have been so serviceable to Mama Liberia, has worked tirelessly. He's a human rights lawyer. He's an advocate. And there are endless number of things that Councillor Gongloe has done for Liberia that for which we as friends of Gongloe have decided to honor him. And so the primordial objective of our program is to honor and celebrate a very good man. And so as far as information about the program is this coming Saturday, that's May 13, and it's going to begin at 6 p.m. And there are lists of items on our programs, and one of those items happen to be fundraiser. So we just encourage all of our viewers, all of those out there here in the diaspora, to turn out, to come in mass, to come in their numbers, and let's rally around. Let's support Councillor Gongloe for the exceptional work. Like I say sometimes, Gongloe's work is limitless. It has no boundary. His work has impacted everybody, all tribes, because Gongloe opens his door, his legal offices, to anybody who's going through oppression or otherwise. So we just want to encourage our people to turn out come Saturday. So I'll stop there and turn it back to you, Mr. So.
Okay, let me bring in Wilbur here. I'm still in search for the benefit of my audience. You're going to be honoring his politicians, and people are going to be wondering, what are you honoring him? You're honoring him, you're asking for money. So what is it? So Wilbur, let me just bring you in here. Besides the honoring aspect, we are hearing they're going to be at a fundraiser, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me ask this question here. Friends of Gongloe, is it like a registered group here? Because more or less your initiator is political, correct?
Well, that's a very fine question. Let me just give you a backdrop of Friends of Gongloe. First, I would like to commend my friend and big brother, Mr. Emmanuel Woos, who has been in the vanguard for, I think, since the movement started. Recently, we participated in a few months ago. We participated in the elections of the Librarian Association of Pennsylvania, and I contested as president. Mr. Jared Collet, my very good friend, contested as Secretary General, and he won. He's the Secretary General. He contested on. We came from the same ticket. I was the president. He was the Secretary General. And during that period, I was confronted by Dr. Kamara and a couple of people, especially after the debate, the night of the debate. And after the elections, I look at the elections, I said, look, there are people who came to, people who actually came to me. They provided their time, the resources, including money and other things. People, some of whom I don't even know, a lot of them I know, and they believe in me. So although I did not win the presidency, my good friend Jerry won the Secretary General position. I look at this and I began to look at Liberia because we are concerned about the future of Liberia. And I look amongst the candidates in the race, and there is not one I could find that was blameless but Councillor Gongloe. So I said, look, we cannot sit on the fence. We have to do something. I called my friend Jerry. I said, Jerry, let's do something. I called a couple of friends. I said, let us do something. Let us help Councillor Gongloe. As for me, Gongloe is my candidate. He is my preferred candidate, my number one candidate, and I will support him through the entire process in whatever way I can. And I believe there are a lot of people on board with that. So I called a group of friends. I said, look, let us come together and let us do something for the council. So I call a couple of people. I call his sister, Sis Edith. I call my friend and big brother, Mr. Willie Dolly. And we began to list. I said, listen, we invite the councilor. We know that you guys can do your own things, but we want to write the entire cost of the program, including transporting the councilor to the states. I know they can do it. I know they have the money.
That's the initiative of Friends of Gongloe.
Yes, we decided to do that. We provided the hall. Tomorrow I'm taking the money to the hall to pay for the hall, the drinks, the everything. We are doing it because we believe this man is the best man for Liberia today. It's an honoring program. But at the same time, we are also presenting him with a platform to present his message to Liberians in the diaspora. I mean, I think you may be aware that Pennsylvania, Philadelphia is the base of all Liberian politics in the diaspora. This is the home of Liberian politics in the diaspora. So we feel that the councilor can make impact in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I believe there will be people coming from neighboring states. I think, Jerry, you got a call from someone, I don't know which state. There are people calling from other states saying that they will
North
come to the
Dakota,
program.
South Dakota, they said it will be coming. Yep.
Yeah, they are coming for the program. We want to make this program grand. We want to present the councilor as the only alternative. I used the word only alternative, like Brother Wu said. The councilor has no blame. He's clean. He does not owe anyone money. He did not promise anyone that, hey, give me money when I win, I will reward you this. Not to my knowledge. And everything I've heard about him is that the councilor does not have money. That's the only thing people say. He does not have money. So, but we believe that Liberian people know, who is best for them, and we think they will give the councilor a chance.
Bottom line, my understanding, and if I'm going off track, just let me know. I honor him, but also raise him, because what we do know now, Councilor Tiawan Gongloe is heavily involved in the political process in Liberia, correct?
Yes. The objective is to raise money to help him with his campaign. That's the objective.
Okay, so
yes, so that's the objective. No doubt.
Should I say you in America, should I say is it a superpower for the councilor or what?
Well, we are not registered. We just came together. We are not registered. So
you're doing things out of your own.
Yes. So I won't use the term because we are not a registered entity. We are doing it just for our own heartfelt conviction that this man is the best man for Liberia at this time.
So let me ask you, was that a request from the councilor, or is it something that initiated by the friends of Councilor Tiawan Gongloe, who sees the need that yes, and we know how presidential or elections are costly events to go through. So was that a request to you guys, or was it the friends came together?
We requested it.
You requested it. Okay.
Yes, we requested it.
I see Jerry there trying to chip in.
Yeah. So this is the initiative of the Friends of Gongloe. Mr. So, I have never had a handshake with Mr. Gongloe before. Mr. Gongloe does not know me personally until just recently when we decided to carve out this idea of inviting him. But yes, even though he does not know me personally, but I know a lot of the things that he has been doing for our country. And so, again, this is the initiative of the Friends of Gongloe, and it is very important. In our country, we usually don't give people their flowers when they are alive, and I think it's wrong when there is someone out there who has made sacrifices for his country, for his countrymen. He's been in the vanguard of human rights advocacy for all of these years, and there are lots of people who are beneficiaries from his advocacy, from his cases in the courtroom. All right. So if somebody does that for that length of time, it's only befitting that we honor such a person and tell him thank you. Because most of the progress that Liberia has made today, it is because of men like Tiawan Gongloe. So you go back as far back as some of the instances that led Mr. Taylor out of this country. It was men like Tiawan Gongloe's work in the civil society that brought about awareness to the international community that something has got to be done in Liberia to halt the carnage.
Okay.
So today when Liberians are talking about going to the polls come October, the peace that you enjoy today is because of men like Tiawan Gongloe. So it is only befitting that we have a program such as this one to honor him and celebrate him.
Okay. We're going to be going to, but folks, for those of you who are seeing a lot of comments tweet here, and let me just tell you, there are win-win-win people. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking about for because the people get a tendency of telling somebody to win. They're not the more way Jack can make it win you. You got to pump money into it, and that's the leprosy or handicap type of our way of doing things. When you support somebody, the support is not just verbal. It has to be manifested into action by putting in what financial resources. God will bless you. That it's a portion, but it's not what going to finish you. Because our people, when you go talk to them, they say what you say. You know, okay, you know, oh, what you say, well, what you talk about, how you living up. That why you living all there is something behind it. So if you are friends of Gongloe, if you support the work of Councilor Tiawan say Gongloe for the presidency, these are the group. This is the information we got. Friends of Gongloe, the Cash App guys are going to be reading it. If I get it right, just let me know. If not, so we'll correct it. I don't want anybody sending money where it's not supposed to go. Okay, the Cash App is 610-804-0986. And for Zelle is 484-688-7647. Is that a correct number?
Yes.
Okay. So this is strictly when you send it goes to the folks that are managing it. You don't need to go to the bank. So there's no excuse to say, oh, Canada bank closed. No. We operate digital now. Everything is digitalized. Right on your phone, you just hit that button. Philip or Wilbert or Jerry are going to tell you, say, oh, we got it. And they will appreciate that. So if you support Gongloe, if you share the political ideas of Gongloe, then of course, that's what you're going to do. We're going to be putting it in and out here, but at the same time, we want to have a conversation with the folks here. So now I know is to enhance this political quest. How much are you guys looking up to give? Because the time is running, 153 days to go. Something must be done now, and I mean now. How much are you guys looking up to raise for the councilor?
Mr. So before we go any further, as initiated at the beginning of this program by saluting Wilbur and Jerry, I just want to comment them again, like they explained. The Friends of Gongloe is incorporated. And as Mr. Foley said, we got to know each other from, the Gong lap election. And this is a real guy. When I confronted him first, don't know Gongloe, he just downplayed it. But he went and did his own research. Likewise, Mr. Colette, they did their own research. They don't know this man. They have not interacted with him. But Gongloe is like a magnet. When people just get closer to him, that's it. So, like they said, they are spending their own.
I'm going to write the Cash App number and have it. Please write the Cash App number. Okay, let me just put it out here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So these are two Liberians spearheading a Friends of Gongloe outside of the original Friends of Gongloe, using their own money, of their own conviction that Liberia need a leadership. Can you imagine this? These people are not millionaires. They are not professors. They are not the politicians, mathematicians. But because they love Liberia, they say Liberia deserves better. See what they have done. So I serve as the chaplain, as the chapter president, the chapter coordinator for the state of Pennsylvania. I have to, work along with them to make sure their effort become a reality. So this is what we're talking about. You don't have to have money, but what Liberia needs most is what matters. Money will come after when people who know the value of leadership identify a potential candidate that Councilor Gongloe, they will definitely pull in. We need as much as we need. We need money for pool washers. We need money for publicity. We need money for everything you think an election needs. We need vehicles. We're not going to behave like we got it. We need it. And we need every Liberian like Mr. Colette and Mr. Foley to join this bandwagon to make sure Liberia can be redeemed. Because if we sit here and say, oh, I'm not part of their party. Oh, I don't like this man. Oh, he didn't benefit me. What am I going to get? These are two fine Liberians. Don't know this man from nowhere. But just because they love their country, they have gone the extra mile to do what they have done today. Thank you.
Okay. Jerry, I'm trying to pin this number here too.
Say that again.
No, I said go ahead. And I mean, it just want to be so let's see here. Let's a little bit Evelyn's wine so that people it's because there are so many ways people can get in ties to go to events. So let me ask, you are at liberty to answer. If you don't, that's okay. Is the counselor here, or is he coming to grace that occasion, or some family member going to receive his?
No, the counselor is here.
The counselor is here already.
Yeah, he just touched down.
Just touched down. Wow, you guys, communications in force. Wow. Okay. Well, we're wishing safe arrival. So there we go. So there's a need that we amplify this conversation because people will also want to interact with him. He's going to be at the banquet hall. We are having beautiful chandelier rooms that is being prepared in the event. And we are happy that LPR has been given the opportunity as usual to hopefully arrangement concludes. We're going to be bringing live event. But what is important for people to go there to go see the counselor as well. What's the cost of going there? How will you come?
LPR will be there. LPR will be there live. Y'all will be there live. Whatever it costs, we'll take it. We'll underwrite our costs.
I hear you. Okay. So, okay, what's about ordinary citizen people that are coming? They gotta get prepared.
Mr. Foley can relate to that.
All right. So, as stated, this is a fundraiser. So, it is a dinner / fundraiser. So you will be coming to a dinner. There's food, there are drinks. Given that we are fundraising, we decided we have to pay for the hall, we have to pay for DJs, we have to, including paying for the consular ticket to come to the U.S. There are so many decorations. There's so many things we have to pay for. So we are only asking the average person to pay $50 to enter. That $50 you're going to eat on it. We also have patron ticket where you're going to have you will sit up front. There will be some extra incentives for the patron tickets, and then we also have special guests. Those special guests, which is the $50 for the ordinary ticket, and then we have $100 for patron tickets, and then we have special guest ticket for those who wants to be special guests who will sit up on the platform with the counselor, and we'll also be given the opportunity to speak as well. So that will go for $200. So we know in this country when you invite in presidential candidate, it's very expensive. Right. Presidential candidate going for dinner sometimes it's $25,000, $15,000, $20,000, $50,000. But we are saying, look, this is an average. This is a down to earth man. Come and meet him. The $50 or $100 you are paying is just to help the counselor, like Brother Wu said. You need a people washers, you need transportation, you need marketing, there's so many things you need in an election. Election is not cheap. So we are encouraging you to please see the need to come and support the counselor. We want someone who is clean, someone who is not, someone we don't have to worry about tomorrow that, he's in some deal with someone that he has to live up to that are not in the interest of Liberians. So we are encouraging you to please come and support whatever you can give. You can even start supporting now. We have the Cash App. If you cannot attend the program, you can.
The number is pinned already. Let me just go through but it's also pinned on the last few friends of Gongloe, the Cash App number 610-804-0986, and the Zelle is 484-688-7647. And there's no way that I cannot emphasize on it. If you believe in his political ideology, he's not going to win by I will pray and fast tomorrow. It is
absolutely.
not way. And I think you guys are putting it into context, and it's good that your team is having this sort of conversation because these are all strategies to avoid playing game tomorrow. If you don't have representation in River G, in Lofa County, in Grand Gita, in Maryland, every market to their own state. When Liberty Party is in person there, pool washer there, they counting their own, they're not even sure their own ballot. What time do they have to say who want to look at the councillor or even where they comments and all of that? So I think this is what I think people need to engage in. It's not just going to be magic. It requires ultimate sacrifice. So how much approximately, who knows some sort of guy, somebody is listening in there? You know what? I want to take the cause of the entire members of the pool washer thing because I so dearly believe in Councillor Tiawan say Gongloe. And I want to make some crazy donation. Some people say they didn't get their taxes here, they're waiting and all of that. You never know. So who knows they're going to dump their own for my own IRS to already finish nailing me. So count me out.
But you made too much. You made too much money.
Yeah. So is there any figure in terms of how much this group hope to raise for the councillors?
Oh, man. We need all the money to smoothly go through this election. You know, the good thing about our campaign, we're not bribing people, we're not giving rights, but we just want to be able to facilitate the movement of the councillor to take his message and to be able to move men, operationals, men from point A to point B, pool watchers. The message is very strong. So to sell the councillor message is very easy. But we need that money that will be able to facilitate the movement of people from place to place to watch that, our vote, their vote, the Liberian vote is not tampered with. So we don't want to put a limit to what we want. We just want just money, honest money. We don't just want any kind of money, but honest, just money. Any amount will do.
Okay. How is the preparation so far? In Philadelphia is a very exciting place, and I know with this sort of information here, I'm quite sure you're going to be explosive here. What is it? What is the atmosphere? What is the feelings there with the Philadelphians and those going to be coming from around the capital, the Pepper State, Garden City, and all of those places? How far is this preparation going, guys?
Well, as far as wherever you wanted to go.
No, you can talk. I'll come in.
Yeah, as far as the preparation, we've created lots of awareness. I've sent out letters to over almost 100 people. We've gone out to programs and giving out tickets, encouraging people to turn out for the occasion. We are getting responses. We're getting replies to the invitations that I sent out. A lot of people replied me and said they will be there. They'll be there to support us, to honor Councillor Gongloe. And we've placed the information in all of the major chat rooms, be it the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania chat room and other chat rooms. All of the major chat rooms here in PA, we have that communication in there. So as far as publicity, that's how far we've gone. Mr. Foley can add to that.
Okay, I see somebody tweeting here they say, what is the name of the Cash App account? But I believe when you put that number in, something should pop out. Right?
My name, Wilbert Foley.
Okay, so viewers, listeners, the name that make sure you get the right number, and the name that's going to appear is Wilbert Foley. Just make sure. Maybe I'll let it be on the safe side.
Would you like me to send?
Yeah, okay. I will be monitoring the field as well. If you, anybody who wants to give, you will do everything possibly you can to give. You want to give, tell the person right now they are in live field with us and they can send a request. Just say, oh, send me 100, 150, whatever you can give, or don't give dollar, please. Dollar is not anything for campaign. And then probably you're joking. Yeah, go ahead, Wilbur.
Yes. So when you type in the number 610-804-0986, you will see Wilbert Foley. So I would urge you to type in the number, and you'll see me. My profile will come up on Cash App. I think you can see my face. You will see my face. I have a picture there, so you will see my face. So that should make it easy. I don't know if you, but it will take up screen time. So I was advised you just type in the number and you will see my picture, my name will come up. So you talk about publicity. So Friday night, we are going to have a meet and greet with the counselor. So the counselor is going to, the counselor is going to come over at 1107 Crestview Road, Derby, Pennsylvania, 19023 at one of our supporters' house, Mr. and Mrs. Akena Wesley. We are going to have him there from 7 p.m. The counselor is going to stop by to meet people who want to see him. So you can stop by. You can. He will be there. We will have a little fun there. We'll have something to drink. Our traditional pepper soup will be available. So you can stop by to meet the counselor. I mean, shake hands with him. He will be there. And once again, the address is 1107 Crestview Road, Crestvieu, Crestview Road, Derby, PA, Darby, PA 19023. Once again, the cash app, once you type my number in, you are going to, my picture will pop up and my name, Wilbert Foley.
When I type in the number, I saw Noe Foley. Is that right? I think it says some Noe Foley. Somebody said they tried to put in that.
Yes. So let me I don't know if I can send it. Let me send it to you quick so you can see it. Yes.
Yeah, I think somebody is trying to make a.
Yes. So you will see Wilbur Foley under A. You will see the $ Noah Foley. So I'm going to send it to you.
Okay, so just make sure of the phone number in, like I was saying, because people use different names. But once you type in the right number, is there any reason why individual name is being used on this account and not maybe the group name? Or
okay, like I said, this is a group of friends that came together, and we are fortunate to have our brother Phil E. Woos, who I just happened to find out tonight that there's a registered entity called Friends of Gongloe. But we have group of friends that came together to do our own thing to help the counselor. So we look at the time, given the time frame, to open a separate account that will only be used for this. So we decided to use my name, my account, and then one of our supporters, Adama Masare, who has the Zelle account. She's a very trusted person. So okay, I just received $200 from one Dennis Cotti. He just sent me $200 for Gongloe campaign fundraiser. So
but yeah, you see, these are people of war, and he's been doing everything. I've been seeing Dennis. Dennis been tweeting here, been writing. He wants to make sure. That's what it's all about. If you want to support somebody, you got to do it the right way. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I just received Dennis Dennis Cotti. I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name. I want to say thank you very much. These are the kind of people would like to see, because there's a saying that goes, put your mouth where your money is. We are doing the same thing. We decided that we want to get involved in Liberian politics. We look amongst the candidate and decided that the council is the best person. So we are spending our own money. So we are encouraging more people to please come on board to help. Every penny raised will go to help the councilor campaign. So we are encouraging more people. So Dennis, thank you once again, my brother.
Okay, let's take a break while you guys organizing some stuff, and get a glass of water, and we'll be back. I'm Alfonso Zienso with the friends of Councilor Tiawan Gongloe.
Des Moines, Iowa, and its surroundings.
Oh, let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, let's have it. This is.
Ladies and gentlemen, give me your attention, please, with this developing news. Oh, yes, he's back. He's back. Councilor Tiawan Gongloe, some call him the brown guy, some call him the poor man lawyer. But He's seeking for the higher office of the land, the presidency of the Republic of Liberia. Friends of Tiawan Gongloe in the United States and other parts of the world will be hosting the major dinner banquet fundraiser this Saturday, May 13, 2023, in Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., New Jersey, and the list go on. Philadelphia is the place to be this weekend. To interact with the presidential hopeful, Councilor Tiawan Gongloe. He is here. Liberia Public Radio will be there to grace the occasion. Tell the friends of Gongloe, it's LPR Tafonso Zienso gives you this message.
Okay, guys, let's get the ball rolling. Time is fast spent. The counselor is here, and who are expected at that fundraiser? How are you saying invitation being sent out? Who all have been invited to attend this big event that is on the way in Philly?
Well, communication has gone out to several organizations. Starting with the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania. Almost all of our county association and organizations that exist in the state of Pennsylvania. We've sent out invite to women organizations and so on. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
In addition to that, there are several there are several personalities in the community that will also send letters to, and we some have begun receiving their tickets, and they assured us that they will be there. So we are also reaching out to individuals and friends.
Okay, and talking about sending invitations and letters out to people, one of the major problems Liberian can give, the guests on that have natural leprosy hand, trust me or not, but Liberian do give. But part of the problem is accountability. People collect money. After collecting, they don't come back to the very people that gave them to say, this is what we go, or to kind of create like an open field so that they know whatever money that is being put in there is being properly accounted for. Is this group, can you guys be trusted to give money, transparency, and make sure that it's used for the purpose intended? Because there's potentially whatever being raised here will be going toward the campaign. Is anybody from the campaign side working with this group to create that sort of check and balance? And we always like to say check and balance. We want to check the executive, we want to check this one here. So who checking you?
Very good.
Let me come in.
Okay, come in. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. So, like we said.
Your mic is low.
Your mic is.
Oh, yeah. Like we said, these are honorable gentlemen. They had no business to do what they're doing. Honorable gentlemen.
Philly.
Yes, sir.
Philly.
Yes, sir.
We're kind of long road. Don't come bring honorable business here.
Let me come in. Let me come in.
All right, Mr. Foley, go ahead.
Okay. This is how we are going to do it, right? There are several chat rooms that we are using to advertise this program. So what we are going to do, like right now, Mr. Dennis Cortez just sent $200. I just posted the Cash App in that chat room. I took a picture of the Cash App, posted in that chat room. So what we would do to ensure transparency, we are going, because we know the exact amount of tickets that were printed. We printed 300 tickets. We hopefully expect to receive more people. So we know how much the tickets will generate. In addition to that, at the end of the day, every contribution, the number of tickets that will be sold will be accounted for. The number of persons who will make contribution, we will have their names along with their contribution, and we'll publish it in all of the chat rooms. So if you made a $50 contribution, you don't see your name, you can comment there, so I made $50 contribution, but I don't see my name. So that way, we want the community to be aware of how much we're generating, except someone tells us, say, look, don't use my name, then we will put anonymous. But we'll put a figure and we'll put anonymous next to it. So every penny will be accounted for, and it will not be only the friends of Gongloe. So we also have people from the campaign that are working with us, like my friend and big brother Emmanuel Woods is from the campaign. We also have a liaison from the Gongloe Global, who is Mr. Word Dolly. He is assigned to work with us. So it's not just we plan the program, we are implementing the program, but we also have like Mr. Dolly, who is from the Friends of Gongloe, who is also part of the campaign. And then we have Mr. Willard Dolly, who is part of the Friends of the Gongloe Global. Mr. Dolly and Mr. Woos have been appointed to work with for our group. So there will be complete transparency. Every penny will be accounted for and would be posted.
LPP, the party he represents, any representation?
No,
this is not political. So we are non-political. We just raising money. So we are far away from the political party.
Okay.
And to chime in on.
I'm a mouthing wrong.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. So to just chime in on what Weber just indicated. This, as far as raising money for causes or raising money to help like people in the community, this young man Weber Foley, I think he's known for that in the community. On a number of occasions, Mr. Foley has raised money to help people who are sick, people who are bereaved, and things like that. And what I have seen is that all of those monies, when collected, or in fact, as they are being collected, the names and amount of those who made the payment will be placed in the chat room as those payments are being made. So in the past, that's what I've been seeing. So as far as accountability, I can assure you every pennies that will be collected during this process will be fully accounted for.
Okay. Mr. Woos.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, we are kind of like, we just have to ask these questions. We don't want people leaving with apprehension to say, well, in as much as it is. So from all indications, it's been properly coordinated, correct?
Yep. Like Colette said, I think Weber just raised funds for one of our brothers in the community that is kind of disabled. And I mean, every person that contributed to that undertaking, he had a name posted in the WhatsApp chat room. You see, people that follow Gongloe are like Gongloe, very transparent. So there is no doubt about this gentleman.
Okay. So, besides what came into it, I know this is some preparations been going on. It's not just going to be a quick thing that happened overnight. Have you started receiving some contributions, voluntary contributions already for this event before this interview getting the ways? Are there some other contribution coming in already?
What we have been receiving so far, some people paying for the tickets they took.
Oh, you sent out tickets?
Yeah, we were able to give some tickets out. Those tickets we have begun collect. People have started making their payments.
Now, this is something at your own volition, the group called Friends of Gongloe. Is there any taxation on the part of the friends? You asking other people, so you must take the lead. So are you guys coming up with something besides facilitating his coming, getting to the hall? All of these things were taken into consideration first and foremost before getting to this point here. Besides that, additionally, is there anything you guys are doing to kind of elevate or add up to whatever fundings that are going to be coming?
Yes. You know, when these programs are held, you have to have food and drinks, for the entertainment aspect of it. And food and drinks are solely being provided by Friends of Gongloe, the member groups, So these are things that we ourselves are doing, putting our hands in our pocket and providing the drinks and the food and other things. So we want our people to come out, buy the tickets, help to contribute towards the fundraiser of this good man,
Okay. I know, I'm not sure whether this it not be a political win, but after the fundraiser, what next?
Okay. Oh, well, we believe, like as we stated to you, we believe that this man is the best candidate for the best person for Liberia this time. This is our initial involvement in his campaign. So after this, as the time the election gets closer, we believe that we might be able to do something else, but we will keep helping the campaign in whatever capacity we can.
Okay. Let me ask this question. If it sounds silly, just say, you know what, we're not answering that question. And I appreciate, and I'm quite sure all of who support this here. But the thing here, the actions, the real action itself will be manifested, will be perfected in real time in Liberia. The voter registrations is ongoing. The election itself will be coming. The Friends of Gongloe, are you guys just going to be here, or will your presence be felt on ground as well?
Well, if I may, it's a great question, Mr. So. The way I will answer it is, we would like to see how the politics going to play out. We will see how the campaign is going to unravel certain things, and based on certain developments, based on the momentum and things like that, if it requires members of Friends of Gongloe to be on the ground to give support.
Jared, don't do this. There must be no.
Okay, I can come in.
Yeah, what?
I can come into board.
The reason I'm asking this question here, when I put in my money, time, energy, I want to see how it ends. I want to see how it concludes. Why were you? I mean, you gotta get it going, or you just want to get it and give it to people. How sure that it's gonna really work out? So, with the team not be, people not going to go there to add up to the vote. You're going to tell people to vote, and you yourself need to go and vote.
So before we come in, I think we're going to continue to create the awareness for the counselor, to create that awareness in the minds and hearts of our people, that he's led an exemplary life when it comes to his public role, works he's done in government and other entities. All of those things speak for him. And we're going to keep encouraging the people that they need not look too far. They need not look somewhere different, that they have a man right before them that I consider the best rescuer of Mama Liberia. And so, yes, as far as creating awareness and talking, we will continue to do that. All right. But as far as the members of Friends of Gongloe going to Liberia, that is a decision that, in my view, we will have to meet and kind of, decide on.
Fuller?
Yeah. So we live in a global village, and I studied economics at Temple University. I look for the most efficient way to use my money. For me to go right now, looking at the elections in Liberia and the campaign and the need for money, If I should decide to go to Liberia right now, the minimum amount I would need, minimum probably 5,000. That would be the minimum $5,000. But I believe that money can be used more efficiently. That $5,000 can buy gasoline. It can it can send people to Grand Bassa County. It can send some people to Bump County. It can do far more greater work than I alone traveling to Liberia to register for my one vote. So I think, for me, I believe that my money can be spent more efficiently by empowering more people on the ground to help the campaign, rather than I going to Liberia, registering and casting one vote. That $5,000 or $10,000 can have probably anywhere between 25, 50 persons. It can convince 25, 50 or more persons to vote for the council.
So, meaning no plans. And I don't want to draw that conclusion. I'm not close with the authority to draw that conclusion. Mr. Woods, let me just bring you in. You want to unmute your mic?
The Friends of Gongloe, here we are talking about two Friends of Gongloe. The Friends of Gongloe Incorporated are always in and out of Liberia. But these special Friends of Gongloe are concerned about raising money to help the Incorporated Friends of Gongloe. So, like Foley said, he didn't do the voter registration. Why spend $5,000 just to go, when the $5,000 can support and sponsor a lot of people to be voter, observers and do a lot of stuff. So we got to be very strategic in how we spend money, because the little we have, we want to use it wisely. We got capable people on the ground that are doing what they got to do. And our candidate is the only candidate in Liberian political history that has roamed the entire country, gone to every villages and every town. So what needs to be done between now and the election day, or the election day, is just for us to keep those, our constituents, mobilized and what have you. So, but we need money to be used wisely. We don't have so much, so the little we have, we want to use it wisely. So if one man will have to spend $5,000 just to fly to Liberia, that $5,000 can be used to push into the campaign.
So let me reconstruct. Okay, that's reconstruct my question. That makes sense. It's a very arguable one here. But at the end of the day, well, if you don't go now, I don't know how that vote going to be at it. But will anybody be? You have to register before you vote. So I think we can just rule that out. So what this group is basically doing to provide him with the financial capacity in order to affect a good campaign and all of that. That's your focus.
That's our focus as Friends of Gongloe, raising money to support his operations.
Okay. Mr. Colin?
Yes.
So is this the first time this group getting involved in raising money, or you have been doing it before? I mean, what is the result? What is the feedback so far in what you are doing back home? What is the feedback?
Oh, I mean, the original Friends of Gongloe Incorporated from the initial.
You said there are two groups?
Yes. The
Why
two gentlemen.
Two groups?
No. When we say Friends of Gongloe, there are people who just like him, believe in him, that have come together.
Okay.
Jerry and Wilbur are two Friends of Gongloe that discovered him to be the best. So they are Friends of Gongloe. There are a group of them that have come. They have organized themselves to support Councillor Gongloe. That's why they initiated the fundraising. I come from the original Friends of Gongloe that is incorporated. We incorporated ourselves to support Councillor Gongloe. And since December 4th, when he accepted the petition to contest the election, immediately we heard the news in the United States, across the United States, Minnesota, Philadelphia, all over the place, people converged, and that's how we started the Friends of Gongloe and Team Gongloe. But Jerry and Wilbur are two gentlemen that have heard about him, research him, found him to be real, to be the best man. They say, well, let's put ourselves together and raise money. So that's how they asked the counselor to come on their own. Imagine this. The people they belong to no political party. They don't know him. They had never seen him. This is how amazing Councilor Gongloe is. So they are people who want to contribute to the process. They have initiated this fundraiser, and we from the original friends of Gongloe, they have invited us. We are liaising with them to make sure this program become a success. This is how transparent we are.
Let me just come in to make a clarification, please, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure.
Yes. I don't actually know the counselor, but I did meet him during the Library Association of Pennsylvania elections. I went to City Hall to represent Bond County. I'm a Pelham. I was asked to go represent Bond County, Philadelphia City Hall, doing the flag race and Library flag racing for Library Independence Day. There I met him. We shook hands and took pictures. Nothing more. We didn't have conversation, nothing. So I don't personally know him, but I met him there.
Okay. So how that turning point, how that connection happened instantly like that?
It did not happen. It did not happen at that time. At that time, I was undecided. I did not even think about him. I was focused on my own campaign. And then after the elections, I began to look at the candidates. It was just quite recent, over a month or two, about 2 months ago. Look at the candidates in Liberia, and actually a little over 2 months, look at the candidates in the race. And the way the opposition, the current government, I do not support the current government, never supported them. And I look at the opposition, and amongst them, I found Councilor Gongloe to be the most authentic person. Actually, I was confronted by people from Unity Party. They even got someone from Liberia to call me, but I wasn't leaning that direction. There are a couple of Unity Party people who met me here. I don't know about Jared, but met me here and hoping that I could join ranks with them. But I said no. I will support the counselor.
Yeah, I mean, it's important that we have this conversation for some of you who are the talking heads or to believe in the ideologies of these people too. We must ask your why that decision. Despite you have many others, because some people in the past, they made these decisions and the next day they come back 360 degrees somersault, twisted, and they do other things. So it gets people now confused. So before I go to Jared, you say amongst the other people, so what was the measurement, what was the yardstick you used to kind of like put Councilor Gongloe on top? Was there something specific that maybe you want to share that could capture the imaginations of folks, other people that are listening or who are still undecided?
So I looked amongst the candidates, the opposition candidates, and first of all, my belief was when they first formed the CPP, I was of the opinion that CPP would not survive. I thought it was a bad idea. And my reason was you have two ambitious persons in the CPP who want to hear the ticket. And I actually didn't see it working because I was in Liberia 2017 when my father passed away, and I traveled to Liberia to bury him. And because I did not want George Weah to win, I didn't think he could lead Liberia. As a soccer player, I love him, but to manage Liberia, I did not think he could, and I'm convinced today that he cannot. So I went to Unity Party headquarters. Don't know Joseph Barker, don't know them. I offered my services to campaign for them. I went 2 times. I met the deputy. I don't remember his name. Deputy campaign chairman. It's like I was being dragged around, like dragged around. Like I don't think they appreciated my service. I volunteered. I was using my own money. I went. He said, "Oh, wait on me. I'll be back. Just wait. Be back. Few minutes. I'm going up the hill to up." I waited. And I was up. Came back. after a couple of hours, gave me a number. I called a couple of times, never pick up. I still made it my duty. I went there 2 more times. They didn't meet with me again. So there was a lady called, I think Macaulay. She had a group people making robocall. I said, look, I can help. Let me do robocall. Let me join you and do robocall. Because it's about my country. Joseph Barker was not my choice, but I look at the best of two evils. I won't say Umar Barker is evil. I'm not going to say that. I think he's a principle-minded man as well, but I think there were some mistakes made. But nevertheless, I decided I still wanted to help. Even extend my time. I paid $400 to extend my time to additional 3 weeks because my cousin, he had picked my cousin in Malinoque. So they never welcomed me. But I still did a robocall. And today, looking at the mistakes and what I know that transpired in 2017, and looking at the old man, I'm not going to put him down. I think he's a good old man. But I don't think our time, a country where I don't know the population of youth in Liberia today that we are chasing after, no offense to those who support Umar Barker. If he goes second round, so be it. We all will support. But I think that I personally don't feel that he can run the country. That's my own conviction. I could be wrong. Given the multiple issues, I know, I'm not going to say yeah, based on what I know, I don't think he can. And then with the friction, comments, and other people, not to badmouth any one of them go second round. If the council doesn't make it, we will support them. But we look at them, we look at someone who is authentic, no stain, as far as I'm concerned, because from my research, there's nothing you can tie him to. So I look at him, I said, this is the white chicken in the race. Now, people confronted me, we don't think the man going to win. He doesn't have money. I said, someone has to stand up. If more of us can stand up and support him, we will have more people joining. So to this date, I believe the councilor is the best candidate, the best person for Liberia. And there will be no 360 on my part. There will be no 360.
All right. We're having it on record. So the good thing about it, we can delete it now. All right, Foley. I mean, we just have to ask these questions so that we would know it's about the country. And even when there's a 360 comes, well, they say wise man changes. So be it. Foley, I see you smiling. What have we not talked about that you want us to talk about here?
No, anyone that follow Councilor Gongloe can never take a 360. No way. Because the first thing to get convicted to follow him, it means you got Liberia at heart. This is a man that even his opponent, none of them, even including Ambassador Joseph Boakai, can say to someone next to him to whisper in the ear and say, don't mind him, he corrupt. Nobody. I have done all my research. And Mr. So, there was something very interesting about this guy. I had the opportunity to have my first time meeting Councilor Gongloe. Besides hearing about him, we traveled together to China. And we spent a week together. We had conversation. In fact, we were buddy right there. Among all the big guys, managing directors, senators, representatives, I was the least better in the group, but I was the buddy of the councilor. We just meeting for the first time. We spent 1 week, every day meeting, talking. He never one day left my company to go and sit with the managing director of the MPA or the late Harry Greaves, or just the senators and representatives. We were buddy. But to be honest with you, I never thought about this guy being a presidential material. Never. So when I saw a flyer one day on the internet that they want to petition him, I just smiled, I didn't take it real serious. But when he accepted the petition, and when I started receiving calls, and his life started to surface, I said, oh my God, I was supporting the Unity Party, but this guy is the alternative. Like people say, oh, Philip, sometimes they say, oh, you're supporting Joseph Boakai. I said, look, I cannot compromise a Tiawan Gongloe for any politician. Even Joe Biden was contesting a Liberia election. I cannot compromise Tiawan Gongloe for Joe Biden. Because to see a man like this character, this guy I had the opportunity to go to places right here in Philadelphia. There is nowhere the man will go, people will not be at attention to explain the good he had done for them. And I mean, sometimes he can remember. They have to remind him. This is the character we're talking about. This is the man who nothing moving. You know, sometimes we're together, we say, oh, Councilor, he won't go somewhere. We'll say, oh, Councilor, get car. He said, no, don't worry about it. He will take the trolley. This is the kind of leader Liberia needs. This is the man who his friends who are in other parties will see him embarrassed. He said, look, German, don't be. He said, we all cannot be on the same boat. He not complaining to say, oh, why you, my friend, were in LU. Look, there is something amazing about this guy. When Councilor appeared here last year, June, we got some friends on Facebook from CDC and other places. I was surprised to see the guy from New York, from all over the place, people who we interact with on Facebook from CDC and other places. And, you know, it was joyous meeting. So I said, man, what are you doing here? They said, oh, my man, Councilor Gongloe had never changed. This man also in the University of Liberia. This guy had never changed. You see, they went and got to me and said, Woos, do I for CDC? But I respect this man. This man, the friendship that between us, politics cannot separate us. This is what we're talking about. We're not talking about people who they may ain't got money, but they say they want the best for Liberia. But because they may ain't got money, instead of them joining forces like Wilbur and Colette and the other guys are doing, taking their own resources to support a candidate for our country, to liberate our country, to bring us back to where we were before. No, they don't want to do it. But they go into the weaker side because they can go there and loot. Look, it's so sad. I don't want to denigrate people we in the diaspora, but it's a shame on us, people looking up to us, our fathers, our mothers, our brothers, our children. They pray that we come to America. Because everybody believes when you come to America, this is the last bus stop. Meaning you get education, you get civilization, you get everything. But for you to come here and get quality education, and you cannot tell those who don't have quality education between right and wrong, it's a shame, it's a sin. And for you to have quality education and you pretend, you go to Liberia, instead of helping the people, you start to exploit them. It's a big sin. So, I cannot stop appreciating Wilbur, Colette, and the rest of the guys that have, come together, spend all the thousands of dollars they have spent to make this program, to appreciate a good man. In our country, we don't appreciate good people. We find pleasure in appreciating bad people. And we find a good man, we must celebrate them. Councilor don't like all these things. To honor him, this and that, he don't like it. He shy away from these things. But we tell him, look, Councilor, you cannot shy away from what God has blessed you with. God has blessed you with people. God has blessed you with respect. We don't have people in the country, Liberia, to equal to him, to have integrity. We ain't talking about money, because there are a lot of rich people in our country that stole from the poor people. But to have integrity, to be honest, to be blameless. I challenge Facebook every day I post. I dare anybody to come and show us a filth on Councilor Gongloe. Come. Wherever camp you're from, come and show a filth on this man. He's not greedy. He's not materialistic. He's not all over the place. He just serves humanity. Thank you.
All right. The old man on the wall, the clock is eating, and I'm going to be bringing my analysts in a post-conversation reaction. So I want to do it exclusively with you guys after leaving. We're going to have a few minutes chat here. But I also like to invest into something that I'm going to say there is a light at the end of the day. You are putting in time, you are putting in money, you are putting in anything. Is there an impossible path in which to the presidency of Councilor Tiawan Gongloe, for which you are making this huge investment? Or is there some sort of apprehension behind what you are giving?
There is no second thought. This is the president. Councillor Gongloe is going to be the transformer. He's going to change that country. All that you see happening around, don't take it serious. People are coming to us under the cover of darkness. We receive calls every day. You know, some people stay hanging around and what have you. But Councillor Gongloe is the alternative. He's going to be the president. He's going to liberate that country. Take my word for it.
You have the secret votes. I think Colette wants to add up to that.
Yeah, so as far as the path to the presidency, firstly, like we said off the bat, our goal here is to honor and celebrate this man for his service. As far as his path to the presidency, I believe that only reasonable men and women in our country who are able to delineate corrupt politicians from uncorrupt politicians. Councillor Gongloe has served in public office for, I would say, many years. And he held high offices, labor minister, solicitor general. Do you think if Councillor Gongloe doesn't even have to be doing this now, if he was some corrupt guy, he doesn't even have to be talking about running for public office, because what other people in that position would do, he did not do them. He did not steal and enrich himself. Gongloe is a very principle-minded man. And we believe that the Liberian people need to read between the lines and know and try to find a difference between what they want and what they need. The Liberian people need a man like Tiawan Gongloe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Foley.
To answer your question, do I see a path to the presidency? Yes, I do. There are opinion polls in Liberia. I don't go by that. We had we have a sophisticated opinion poll in America here that predicted that Hillary Clinton, I think most of the polls suggested that Hillary Clinton was going to win Donald Trump, and we saw the outcome. So people can have their own views, but I believe Liberians are tired and frustrated with the CDC government, and looking at the inner fighting amongst the the current opposition. I think Gongloe is the alternative. He's clean, principle-minded. I think everyone can say that. So I am not surprised, or will not be surprised, that he wins the presidency. I can say this. People have their own reservations, but I don't.
Guys, thank you so much. And let me do this last push. I don't know your connectivity, your connection. Is it possible the councillor is here? We are in the final, we are in the grand finale of this whole thing. It's going down to the wire. Can you get through? You guys initiated. Can we have a conversation here with the councillor before he leaves? Can he make time for us?
So you know, the councillor is media friendly. He's the only politician that have sat in every radio station across the Republic of Liberia. Even a radio station that you got to care cannot lie. They invite him, he's there. He's the only man that never shy away from the Liberian people, willing to speak to them at any time. So he honors every invitation. So rest assured he will be your guest. After the show, we can arrange what time you'll be available. I mean, you knock a door. Even he's sleeping, you just say, Councillor, I want to hear from you. The councillor is willing to talk to the Liberian people through the media. And that's how we're going to win this election, because we're not going to win the election with the notion that we have some vote from 2017 that, you know, the Liberian people are stagnant, you know, they're waiting to cast it again for those who participated in the 2017 election. No, Councillor Gongloe has changed the entire game of politics in Liberia. He's the only one that reached out to the people. So the Liberian people will not vote for anybody that don't reach out to where they are. many reasons why Councillor Gongloe will win. He will go to every towns and villages that he have not reached to make sure he asks the people for that mandate. And the people are going to vote for Councillor Gongloe. Because they have realized that the politicians are just recycling. Now they found out that there's another weak side. They're running from CDC now. They're running to the other side. So they can loot. But the Liberian people have already realized their strategy. That they just down there talk. Look, let me tell you, let me just make something clear here today. We hear people talking about, sometimes when you're speaking about Councillor Gongloe or you're trying to address corrupt politicians, oh no, don't talk too hard because, you know, we are all opposition. Hey, don't pay attention to that. That's a game to distract you. There will only be opposition solidarity in the second round. If Councillor Gongloe don't make it to the second round, Joseph Boyka goes there, I will campaign for Joseph Boyka and I will vote for him if I have voting power. Coming gets there, just so I make sure I get, we are up. But for now, I have to showcase Councillor Gongloe as the best. Because I don't sweat, I don't have to lie. I mean, I got too many things. You want to argue with me? I go to Google, I just put in Tiawan Gongloe. Boom. You want to argue with me? I go to YouTube, I put a Tiawan Gongloe. Boom.
That's a
So if you want to sell a candidate to me, go to Google and YouTube and then bring that profile out. Then let's look at the profile, because we're talking about a profile that is accepted globally. We're not just talking about in the Liberian community. Because people go to universities, colleges, and what have you to be the best. So if we have a best, why are we going to leave the best to go settle down for something that is not best? The best supposed to come to us now and tell us how they can transform Liberia. They can't go be sitting in that closet and they say they're waiting for 2017 last election vote that they kept in the closet. They're going to cast it. They're making a big mistake. Councillor Gongloe is the alternative. He's the nice president of Liberia. He is the liberator. He is the project manager for a better Liberia. Thank you.
Okay, we get fixer 1, fixer 2, we get rescue 1, rescue 2, and we have what? Councillor is who?
He's the project manager.
Project manager.
The pro man.
Love that.
The pro man.
Okay, gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for your time this evening and having this company. On a serious note, we love. I feel it and I follow it, Jerry. Do anything possible you can. We would love to have the councillor here. We know when he comes, there are a lot of activities, but if we can have a conversation with him yet to know where he stands politically. He is the only person who can tell us those here, you are there to push his agenda, which is okay, but we want to know where he stands and how we can add some. There are a lot of serious things ongoing in the country. I tend not to put other people down, but there are a lot of platforms, the issues not being discussed. The entertainment aspect is so saddened, and people are so enticed in Gongloe like, and even some of the politicians and some of those who are the talking heads to these people, they are so easily being distracted from the real issue at hand. So that also helped to facilitate these people who wants to create this sort of a entertainment instead of focusing on the issues. These people are seeking for the higher office of the land. We need to know, not just only by calling their name, but who they are, what they represent, and how they're going to turn the corner around. And that's what I really want to have the opportunity. Now he's already in the race. He's a candidate. I know I had an interview with him before, but he was expiring. Now he is a candidate. So there's a big difference. Now he can answer questions that he did not answer the last time around. Policy, judiciary, education, to infrastructure. How he being the former Solicitor General, why he thinks on the Gongloe presidency, how would the judiciary structure laws there? What type of police chief, police commissioner, what are his priorities? Those are things I want to talk about. Guys, I want to thank you so much for your time. This event, always let us know. And I want to say I give it up to the Gongloe folks. They always, be it a Sorority or supporters or whatever name, they always make themselves available to this network. We do highly appreciate that. We feel part of the process. No one should be left behind. Not to be selective, to say, oh, I'm an ANC guy, so I'm going to go to ANC platform or Unity Party or CDC or whatever. go to strange terrain and encounter strange folks. Guys, thank you so much and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, Mr. So, for the opportunity, and you will have the counselor in your studio in the next few days.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. So, for having us.
All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. So. This was an honor having us on your show.
Okay.
Salute, gentlemen.
Now I know Mr. Fuller is a good fundraiser. Who knows who will tap into his expertise. We are LPR, we pull in it by ourselves. We don't have it. So, if you don't hook up with those guys, you don't get what you want to get. But we want to remain where we are. We are satisfied. We are in good hands. Our supporters, our analysts, they are all making an ultimate sacrifice. Gentlemen, thank you so much and have a pleasant weekend. And we'll wish you good activities this weekend. Philip, Follett, Colette, don't hesitate to share some of those fascinating images with us here on Friday, meet and greet. You're going to have some GB there?
Of course.
Yes, we're going to have some GB.
Most welcome, Mr. So.
Okay.
All right, guys. Please make sure you send your team, let your team on Saturday. The team has to be there to cover the program.
They will be there.
Even though we are the poor people, but we can still do something.
Anybody who poor don't get around election. Whether you want to be paramount or commissioner election, it comes with price.
No, the man is wealthy with integrity. Integrity is money.
Yeah.
Money. Yeah. Integrity is money. Integrity worth so much millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't be surprised one Liberian will just sell their entire estate and say, I'll push it into this campaign. Don't be surprised. Look, let me tell you one story before we leave from here. Councilor Gongloe and one day he just called me and said, Philip, let's go visit some Liberian businesses. I want to see what's going on with them. Very important story.
Okay.
So we go to Waterside Market.
Or into the second, my guys.
Yeah.
This is about to derail.
We get to Waterside Market, and this Liberian guy is there with his tune all jeans, trousers, and all that kind of little stuff. So I tried to introduce Councilor to him that, he's this, he's that. The guy said, man, I beg you, man. That country was so rotten. No good people in that country. I've been there several times, blah, blah, blah. He started arguing with me. So I introduced Councilor to him. I said, oh, this is a Liberian, brother. And he wants Councilor up. So Councilor is a teacher. So he just took his time and then engaged this guy. The guy questioned him. My friend said, my man, let's go. We got other places to go. Councilor was still talking with the guy. I said, my man, wait. So after the conversation, I invited the guy to our fundraiser. I said, we're having a fundraiser. You won't believe. Everybody in the queue trying to contribute. So they came to this guy, and the guy said, no, gentlemen, whatever money you raise here tonight, I will double it.
The money doubler?
I mean, a Liberian, an honest businessman. Yeah. If you made 10,000, I will give you another 10. And this is how we raise money every time for the councilor. People just come from nowhere and just say, look, I will match whatever your ratio today. When you good, you're good. When you have integrity, and that's what people want for Liberia. So we're not surprised. We're not deterred by money. We're going to win this election because Councilor Gongloe is an asset. We're going to win this election.
That's true.
Thank you.
That really is an asset.
Frankie LV, a run stepper, a leader, is a warning to the followers. Our liberator is here. Come on, go all the way. Hey.
And so to the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV, we are about to get a pause. I am Afonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio 10 LPR-TV. Let's bring in our analyst Jones Octavius Malice. It's a senior contributor of the Liberia Public Radio 10 LPR-TV. Still sitting on the fence. I'm not sure whether there's going to be a change in tone, having heard a group calling itself Friends of Councillor Tiawan Gongloe. Hopefully, Sister Goya, who also support the candidacy of Councillor Tiawan Gongloe, will join here. To our viewers, listeners, those joining us from in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia, the politics of Liberia has crossed thousands of miles away, and the conversation is ongoing right here on LPR. Jones Octavius Malice, I saw you tweeting crazy out there. Good evening, welcome.
And thank you.
So the road to the White House is not White House, like Executive Mansion is on the rise. The councillor is here. You listen to the gentleman. Let me get a quick reaction.
Well, my quick reaction here is that first of all, I want to thank them. I think from all intents and purposes, I think they have got some good intentions. But how their intention will fit in the democratic tenets, that's where my problem comes from. I know Tiawan Gongloe have got a lot of friends in the United States, but the few have decided to have a name recognition in his direction, which of course is a very good idea. But if the friends of the councillor will say, well, we decided to do this thing voluntarily under this banner because of the kind of a character this guy is, my first question here is, all right, the gun that liberate should not rule. They have this brilliant idea. All right. They should have, I thought they were going to sell the idea to the rest of the diaspora in America who are friends, who will want to be friends abroad, friends of the councillor, to find time to meet and democratically decide on the leadership. Yes.
When you say leadership for
leadership for the friends of the councillor.
But how do we know that they have not had that conversations or they didn't do it?
From what I gather here, but with their consultation, the three of them, that is the leadership. They would have told you the leadership of this thing, the Secretary General, they can't come today. They would have said it. That is the leadership. So this is how the moral corruption even starts in the first place. The group itself is not democratic.
The group
what I expected to hear was, oh yes, Mr. Moderator, we thought of this idea.
So get ready to defend all of the sessions, the argument, because another strong voice of Councillor Tiawan Gongloe is coming in. And he is also a senior analyst of the Liberia Public Radio.
Yeah.
Do not have ECOMO here for ECOMO intervention. If there's anything, I'm going to leave you guys and just tell the viewers the equal no pattern. Let me bring in Sister Goya, who is a strong supporter of Councillor Tiawan Gongloe, is joining us from Minnesota, Minneapolis, right here in the USA. Sister Goya, good evening.
How you doing, Mr. Mali? Don't mind him, Mayor. You know you joining our team. Don't mind him, man. He come and start plowing here for nothing. How are you doing, my brother?
Not bad.
Okay, so sister, the councillor, we are hearing the councillor is here, he's back. I believe it's either the second or third time. The USA has become a regular home visit for him, and because there's a reason why he's doing that. How this one here will be that different? But first of all, you listen to those gentlemen, friends of Tiawan Gongloe. What do you make of their representation at this evening?
Well, let me agree with Mr. Mali that whenever Liberians can put their time and their energy and their resources and their talent together for a better Liberia, that is patriotism. So I want to wave my hat to the brothers and their groups, because it's not easy trying to bring somebody from Liberia to the United States. Even if the person got a visa like Tiawan Gongloe, you don't need to go, say, oh, the people inviting me. But you still got to be prepared. Their airfare, their hotel accommodations. We did that in Minnesota, where we had to have hotel suites. So it's like expensive. They don't come easy. And when a person gets on the ground, there has to be a transportation, ground transportation from point A to point B to point C to point D. And so you have to book all these speaking engagements and all of these things, whether they're in people's basements or whether they're at universities like we did here in Minnesota. Those are time consuming. So I want to say a group of Liberians coming together, regardless of the name they use for themselves, to make sure that they usher in an alternative and realize that a better Liberia is possible on a Tiawan Gongloe is a good thing. Now, I do have my reservations, but I want to first say that's a good thing. They did good. Their hearts are in the right place. And I think it behooves Liberians who have the ability and the capacity to influence Liberia to be able to make sure they put their money where their mouth are.
Okay, those guys, we were more or less on a fundraiser. But we're going to go more political. Talking to you now, we're going to talk politics. Talking to Mally Jones, we're going to talk politics. So let me start on the home front. Home front, in a sense, you support this guy. Mally yet to tell us who he is, what he represents, whether he going with the liberal or he going with the far right, Amos Joy, ANC, whatever he is. We have no idea. One of these days, it will speak for itself. Your guy is here now. We are in the dying, injury, and strapping of his gains. If you meet Councillor Gongloe, if you place a phone call to him right now, what he needs to do to be a game changer. People are stealing the show somehow, some way, depending who you talk to. But what does he need to do right now?
I think
on anything.
I think he needs to stay steady. I refuse to accept that people are stealing the show, except that maybe you really mean a comical show, because if we are going down to the comics, then yeah, people are winning it. But the councillor is not running to be the comedian in chief. He is not running to be the incompetent in chief. He's running to be the chief, the commander in chief, and the manager of Liberia's resources. And so, yeah, we are not in that league with people there. It's almost like, people here playing the free time ball with different playing different game. We are not in the same league. There are people who are there and they're thinking that to be the most comical is what gives you vote. And for a long time, that politics has worked. I don't want to diminish that anyway. But what we are doing and what Councillor is doing is changing that and bringing in new voters and getting the Liberian people to refocus and reimagine what are the possibilities that await Liberia if and when we have a good controller in charge. So if you ask the question, what should he do differently? I said nothing. I said keep the pace, keep working, keep going to the Liberian people, keep talking to the Liberian people, keep making sure that your agenda, your platform is grassroots oriented, is people-centered. Quite too often in Liberian politics, we get a few educated people with a PhD and a doctorate and a few loudmouths, and they sit in a room and they determine what the platform and what the people need. What Councillor Tiawan Gongloe and the LPP are doing in these elections is to go to the people and not pretend that we understand the people's need, and ask the people, what are your priorities? Because at the end of the day, these people are going to be signing what the councillor usually refer to as the power of attorney. And they are going to be telling the councillor for the next 6 years, for the next however years, if you are the senators and stuff, we want you to make decisions on our behalf. We want you to make decisions on behalf of our children and our grandchildren. We entrust you with their power of attorney. And so in order for us to feel that we are qualified and competent as the LPP to lead Liberia, we need to be at the kitchen table in every village on the ground where the people eat. They don't have kitchen table, to understand what is their vision for themselves, for their children, and for their grandchildren. So the councillor shouldn't be changing anything. He should continue to be out there and mingling with people and asking people, what do they hope? What are their hopes for themselves? What are their hopes for their children and their grandchildren's future?
Jones Malice, Sisse always, he's very good at that. He's a politician. They are not, or his guy is not running to be the comedian in chief. That's another thing he has introduced here. I don't know whether he's talking to Amos George or talking to the Liberal. I have no idea, but I'm not gonna stay out in unnecessary trouble here. But you listened to him and Councillor Tiawan Gongloe, and you have another group, Liberians, electorates, have a different thinking in terms of how they go about to elect their leaders. And we see, regrettably, news outlet, the conversations, when they are holding these conversations with major actors who going to be a principal decider of our future, the future of the country, the directions of the country, these critical issues are not being touched on, but we see some sort of LPR-TV, Sherman Brown, yes or no, contest is being created. It said, is a councillor, is he still keeping hope alive with this whole thing, considering what is going on right now?
Well, I will want to say yes and no. Yes, there's a sister use a word or term here, he should stay steady. That's a good one, because it's like, I see so many of our politicians, I don't know whether they're confused, but they're jumping all over the place. Sometimes they jump and leave their message behind. But I see the guy traveling with his message. And the next thing I will say no here is because the councillor is still striving to establish his name recognition. You see, political aspirants.
What's the name recognition? Councillor Tiawan say Gongloe.
Yeah, when we talk about a name recognition, we're not just talking about your biological name. We're talking about your political symbol that should be ingrained in the voters. So he has been on the public relation campaign of late. All right. And it's like the kind of message the councillor is carrying. These are the type of messages most of the voters, especially in the rural area, they don't like. People don't like good messages. If you look at the councillor messages right now, they're resonating either with the elite or college student who reading between lines, then the bulk of the voters sitting there who may want rice or oil or chicken soup to vote for that person. So there are two different things we're talking about here. The group that just came, the councillor has something on one of his platforms. He approached to electricity. He's talking about bringing in a windmill.
Windmill.
Yes. And we'll be playing all over Liberia. And it will even assist 99% of the population. Those are brilliant ideas. Okay? Are the ideas marketable to the bulk of the voters? The idea is no. But if you went down to Lofa County, you said, look, we'll keep getting current from Ivory Coast through Ghana. And you pay your own money. A lot of people, you see, so what I'm driving out here is that the people are not used to new orientation in Liberia. So when people say some new thing, some people take it to be funny. But level-headed Liberian will sit down and look at some of these things.
So as a media,
I come in now. If the counselor will only maintain his steadiness and translate what he's doing into a plan and project and programs, and he remains steady and nothing shake him, he will be a fine guy. But here is the question. The issue of his need recognition. He need more public relation. In the first place, the counselor had never been tried and tested before by voters. He had been tried and tested by virtue of executive appointment. And we can criticize him in so many sectors in those areas.
Now you're dividing all.
Best criticism now would be he tests with the voters. So I thought maybe the counselor would have come in as a senator, test the water and see what's going on and settle down and get to the people. But anyway, he's gone that far.
So,
right?
Okay. I think you're creating a divided junction here. I'm not sure what Assisi is going to move in that direction. That is the talking point, and other people wait here that at your time. After 2020, who the hell know what the person going to be living by 2029? Wait here that at your time. You're supposed to do this here. I says it. You listen to Jones' analysis. Okay, he has not been texted executive, and I know where he coming from with the executive, but it almost applicable to people. At least go as representative first, go as senator first, and come at this. Tiawan Gongloe occupy one of the higher positions of the land, solicitor general. That's one of the chief prosecutor. Well, is that something? Has it not been tested?
Well, there's a lot of points my brother made that I appreciate, but on the issue of wanting to be a senator first, I think my brother O'Malley is omitting, either by mistake or intentionally, a vast portion of the credential of the counselor. When we ask people, usually in Liberian politics, to go to be senator first or representative first, those are people that we have come to understand do not even understand civic responsibility. We asked George, we had to go be senator first because the understanding was that he did not understand what it meant. You are asking a counselor, a professor of constitutional law at Louis Arthur School of Law. You are asking a professor of economics at the University of Liberia. You are asking a former solicitor general who made changes to ensure that county attorneys were learned and professionals and graduates of Louis Arthur School of Law to ensure that people's rights were not violated. You are speaking about a former minister of labor who, to ensure that Liberianization policy was empowered, to ensure that our people were given a level playing field, to ensure that our people were not spectators to their own economy, went against Madam Salif and decided to raise the amount, the fee charge for foreign nationals to work in Liberia by over 200%, just to ensure that our people had a chance to participate in their economy. You're talking about a former special assistant to the president of the Republic of Liberia. And you are telling me that this guy still does not understand civics and he needs to go to the Senate before coming to the presidency? I think we can say that for a lot of people, but I don't think Tiawan Gongloe should be one of those.
Gentlemen, let's get a glass of water. We'll be right back. The race is on. The conversation is unleashing. Analysts dissecting and adding their voices to the minute. Jones Malice, I told you never to be a good friend with Sister Guy. You don't listen to me when I advise you guys. You don't listen. So you will learn it the hard way like the laborers. You started on a soft note and he gives that olive branch. But by the time you get into his no-fly zone, You saw how they bump off from the Pentagon area they're coming there. Let me just bring you in here. He laid the premises. It's not something that is abstract, something concrete that we know we're saying of the credential. Now, the vice presidential candidate for Unity Party, he told us where he came from to be where he is, from where he came from to be representative and then senator. Does Sissy have a point?
No, I differ with Sissy in many areas. And I still maintain and hold my guns under my arms that the councillor.
Johnny, man, how to make sure no shot in your gun where you hold on your arm before you come to me.
I agree with Sissy that the councillor have got so much, how do I call it? High-end experience from the public sector. You see, when you are tested and tried by the voters, it's not the same as being tested and tried as a public servant. Because as a public servant, it's that there are many ways you come to power. But from the voting standpoint, you see, Tiawan Gongloe, if this guy had just gone, maybe let's say he wanted to run as senator and went into the Senate, his public service record would have afforded me to see him through so many lenses of putting our horse in order. I said, oh my God, this guy is like, I see a presidential symbolism in this guy. The way he turning the Senate upside down. The way he trying to reinstitute the wheels in the Senate.
About doing it, right?
And he come on and said, oh, Donovan, I'm about to run as president. At least I have a reference to make for which I think this guy can make a change. But there's no such record apart from his public record. Now Cesar is putting his neck on the chopping board. That yes, he's a law professor. I agree. Yes, he been down there helping the poor people. I agree. Yes, he danced with one of the most corrupt presidents in Liberia. Yes, I agree. But what I'm seeing here is that the councillor had not been tested by the electorates. And so I don't even know what is the councillor leadership style right now. I don't even know it. I would have known it if he had entered the Senate. I would have testified. I would have given a testimonial for that. I said, oh, yes, Councillor Gongloe, he A, B, C, and D. Okay? Now he's heading for the executive mansion with all his public service portfolio under his arm, but I just don't know his leadership style. I don't know his temperament. But one good thing I know, he's serviceable to the downtrodden. Is that how that one will be translated into the executive mansion? That's a different ballgame.
Let me see here. I intend to. Sister going to respond here, but let me ask you a little bit here. I don't want to feed the bite.
No. Come in.
It seems to me
you're part of this dinner table. Come in.
It seems to me your prerequisite to the presidency is someone who is from Capitol Hill. Then more or less you've been tested or you are qualified to make informed decision for the Liberian people. That could be one premise. But I'm wondering the other one here, are you saying, okay, you're wondering, or there is an apprehension that this guy who been considered a poor man lawyer, people don't have to pay anything. He goes there, he intercedes, he free people. Are you wondering that his association in the past may or might interfere with executive decision making? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's not what I'm talking about. You see, people continue to say the councillor helped the people. I agree. Oh, the councillor is passionate. I agree. Even the group that came here, they say the councillor is blemishless. He got no spot on him. I agree. All right.
So why you don't agree with him?
That's not what we want right now. We want a vision individual. We want someone with a vision that is able to take Liberia across the river. Right? You can have all those little characteristics. There's nothing wrong with that. Getting in the executive mansion, you become a very different political creature. So I would have put my neck on the chopping board by assessing you in the Senate or the House of Representatives. Then at this forum now, I would say, look, this man, he translated so many things from his public service sector into the Senate or Representative. Therefore, I can put my neck on the chopping board that he can be a very good president.
Quickly before I go to Sissy, so are you also, is that equivalent to Alexander Benedict Cummings? He also seeking for the higher office of the land?
All of them.
Is that the same group of people?
All of them, including Joseph Boakai. All of them.
Oh.
Yes.
Boy. Sissy.
So
this Wednesday night getting to be interesting.
I'm still trying to win my brother over, but I'm really struggling to understand.
Don't give up.
I'm struggling to understand his argument because it is not consistent, and that's one thing I've been asking the counselor to do is to remain consistent and hold a steady hand. On the one hand, he was saying that the counselor has no record except his public record. And on the other hand, you were saying that somehow the only way to gauge somebody's temperament, the only way to gauge somebody's leadership style, according to you, is by them serving in the legislature. I think there is a lot of holes in that. But let me give this. Even if we were to say, let me agree with you with that assuming, just for the sake of argument, that you go through the legislature, that's the only place you go to be trained and to show your gravitas as a leader. How many leadership skills are being exhibited in the House of in our legislature? More besides. The work of a legislature or legislator is to pass bills that improve the lives of the people or make corrections to laws that we see as being draconian. As in, for example, PRC decree it been repealed, the Abdullah law, all those things being on the book. So you're talking about a guy who passed administrative laws and crafted bills with Madam Ellen Salif to go to the Senate to be passed. Crafted laws as the special assistant to Amos Sawyer, and went to the legislature and lobbied to get them passed. Yet, you still say you don't see it. So this is a guy, we're saying, in his lifetime, who has done the work outside of the Senate that is required of a senator to craft bills and pass guidelines to ensure that our people's lives are made better. And yet, Mr. O'Malley is telling me that the only way you can even begin to engage people's ability to lead is that they must have first served in the legislature. Now, it would be a different conversation if Mr. O'Malley just kept the thing to he has not been tested on the ballot, and so we don't know what his strengths are when it comes to the ballot. That's a whole different game. That's a fair argument to be had. But when you muddy that, we're trying to say that because he has not been on the ballot, therefore you don't have a way of gauging him. I think you're comparing apples and oranges. And look, let me say this, and I know the moderator want to ask some questions. So let me say this. In Liberia, currently, in order to understand the plight of our people and make corrections, you must know how the legislature works. You must have at least been able to craft a bill to carry to the legislature and know how to get people to vote for you on behalf of the Liberian people. You must have had executive experience, and you must understand how the judiciary works. 3 branches of government. There is one person in this race, and only one person who understands and have participated and is a giant in those 3 circles. And that only one person is Councillor Tiawan Gongloe.
So, Jones.
Yeah, I got a question. I got 2 questions for Mr. Sissy.
You have a question for him?
Yes.
Okay, before that question, let me fire back at you first, literally. So, hearing from what I'm hearing you, process of elimination, you are getting up, eliminating Tiawan Gongloe, no legislative experience. Ambassador Joseph Newman Boyka, no, not at all. Disabuse me. Mandela Cooper, Dr. Jeremiah Wapu, Alexander Benedict Cummings. So then we left with who? Ambassador and Cuban President George Weah, correct?
Correct.
So then it will follow your method of chain and your stuff. We re-elect Ambassador George Weah as the President of the Republic of Liberia.
Well, that's a different argument, probably for another day.
You
are introducing a new variable into the discussion, Mr. Moderator. And I see it as an intentional trap. But however, let me just make this parallel line compared to George Weah being in the Senate, and let's assume a well-experienced councillor going into the Senate with everything under his belt. The councillor would have done 100% good job than George Weah. Yes, let me just make that clarification. But here is the thing. Sister raised 2 important points here. The role of the Senate, or also the lawmaker, or the legislator, or whatsoever. All right? Do people, they go beyond lawmaking. Yes. Like for instance, Councillor left the Senate, he gone on vacation, and he gone to engage the people of Nimba County. He become an emperor in his own capacity to talk to his people what he will be doing, projecting the future. It takes leadership to do that. It's not just passing law. Okay? Like for instance, this thing he even talk about how to bring electricity to the people and 99% from their wings, so that these are some of the things the man will be telling the people of Nimba County. And you are going to say this thing when you are a thinking president. And you want to think because you are mature and your maturity has given rise to age, and the age has bring you more experience. That's where I'm coming from. Like for instance, Delon went in a house there. He a chameleon anyway. I tell him that way. He introduced some ethical things that I was so impressed. But his channel of doing this thing was very bad. He talked about how the people are taking more money, and it's about time to look up to the Liberian people who are taking too much salary. That's not how you do it. You translate this thing into wild laws. All over the place. So you are moving in the era of ethics. But at some point, what happened? He got consumed. You know why he got consumed? Little experience. Yes. So even the issue of the councillor temperament, I don't know it. And the people of Nimba County.
So now in the legislature, you would know a temperament. In the legislature,
having a town hall meeting, they would have seen that, and this conversation at this time, I would have told Sese, I said, look, Sese, I see why you behind this man. I've been watching this guy in the Senate. I think I'm going to join you now. This is how I join people. All right? So, but beside that one, to be frank with you, I strongly believe the councillor, let's get the record straight here tonight. He have achieved a lot. But when Mr. Sisse continued to give this narrative that this man worked with all the president, yeah, he might have his fingerprint on some of these laws and other things. It's different from the people testing you. Because the people testing you, the electorate testing you, now. You gotta be tested, you gotta be tried, and when you triumphed as a legislator or a senator, and you go in there, that phase 1. Phase 2, what are you going to bring to the table in that place? Phase 3, what are the deliverables for your people in Nimba County? All these 3 things combined, I said, oh, okay. I think this guy here, I can join his bandwagon.
Who meets your criteria in this race here, as we speak?
Pardon me?
Who meets your criteria or your standard in this race currently, as we speak?
What? No one has met my criteria right now, because currently I'm still checking, but the first criteria people being tested in there, let's say for instance, Joseph Barker has got 40 years under his belt.
Okay, so you've been talking about legislator. Suppose Yaka Koluba get in the race right now.
Yaka Koluba get in the race right now?
Mm-hmm.
I can't vote for Yaka Koluba.
Why?
He does not have a solid public record. He does not have that. This guy had already got the first portion, a solid public record. Plus, he performing in the Senate, combined, making a very good presidential instrument.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
My brother Mali.
Yes, sir.
When you talk about if somebody is in the Senate or they're in the House of Representatives, then they've been tested, and then they can go to the people and they can say, this is what I can do, and that's how people test them. Let me disabuse you of that.
No, you misquoted me.
Okay, go ahead. Make the correction.
Before you get in the Senate, is the people that testing you and trying you before you get there.
And then you say when he will go.
And when that's the first phase. The second phase, when you get there, we're waiting to see what you're going to do.
Okay, so let me disabuse you now. In Liberia, and in most places, except maybe the U.S. House of Representatives, where you just perpetually running elections. When you win elections in Liberia, there hasn't been one senator recalled, one representative recalled. So if you're a senator, you got 9 years. You ain't got to prove nothing till 60 days before elections. And so you really don't have that much trial by the people. The people don't see no trial. However, when you serve at the whims of a person, the president, then you are consistently being tried, because that is where you actually can now show who you are individually. And this is where you can show your intellectual strength. This is where you can show your moral capacity, because the person that you go to serve have an agenda. The CDC has the pro-poor agenda. Alien government had her agenda. The interim government, National Unity, had their agenda. And so this is where now we can see that if that agenda conflicts with you as a person, where will your character be? Because remember, character is what you show when people are not watching. And so when your job depends on one person getting up and saying, they may do what I want to do, a firing him, versus a whole group of people that got to wait till 9 years. I think serving as minister, I think checked Tiawan, I think allowed him to be able, people can go there and check that, because here's what, and I'll leave this on there. In the history of Liberia, cabinet ministers, directors of agencies get fired. They stay in their offices until people get tired with them and kick them out. Even the guy who worked at gender ministry, who was caught on tape exposing his genitalia to people, refused to resign. He said, the president will fire me. The same thing with a guy who goes to MDR, who knows that he does not agree with the pro-poor agenda, goes to an endorsement ceremony and waits for the president to fire him, the former minister. Tiawan Gongloe is the one guy who says, you and I disagree. My conscience will not allow me to go with what you want me to do. Henceforth, I will resign and allow you to do your thing. But I will make sure that when I even leave and go in private sector, I will continue to hold your government to check. So even after leaving as Solicitor General, he continued to fight in the Supreme Court to check Ellen government when he felt that the government were overstepping the rights of people. And those people included the likes of Moriba Malu, who is now chairman of the CDC, and a lot of other people, prominent Liberians. So when you say that he had to be in the Senate for people to check and be able to use that as a check, I said no. I said if I get elected, I can be Bobo senator for 8 years. The 9th year, I can't stop passing around and get a beg arrest. There's nobody checking me. People don't recall senators in Liberia. So I think him serving in these offices, in these positions, that where he served at the whims of individuals, I think show who he is as a leader. And I think people should go back and look into that and not be waiting for somebody to go to the legislature before they can show who they are as a candidate or as a leader.
I disagree with you, Sissy.
Okay.
I come in, moderator. You just said there are time for recess for the people to go for recess. I have not seen one senator in our place to be proactive or innovative. I have not seen one. I have not seen one. So as you said, people relax. They get relaxed, you know, and you don't do anything to them. But I will judge you by those things when you want to run as president.
Has that ever happened before?
That's what I say. Maybe
but you say you disagree, so
the councilor would have made that different to introduce, to factor in.
Again, you're stuck on this thing that the only way, the only road. This is not Joe 14.
It's not the only road, but it's
this is not Joe 14.
No, it's one of the major roads I want for you to have
on
your belt.
I mean, there are other major roads too. This is not Joe 14 says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one go to the Father except through me." That is not it.
That is the best thing because if you go for recess, you go to Nima County, and you get relaxing. That means in the first place, you're not even innovative.
So
you got nothing new to tell the people.
I think you want us to have a sleepless night here when we leave from here and go to bed. You're undercutting your own argument here. You say senator then go, they don't do anything. So why you want to set a precondition?
That's what I'm saying. I was judging. No. Moderator. No. I'm not undercutting anything here. If you went to the house, you sleeping there, no new idea, nothing. I should follow you to become president?
Okay,
I can't do that.
Okay,
I will not do that.
Okay, so then on the flip side,
let's assume Tiawan Gongloe went to the Senate. Let's assume it's recess, and he engaging his people in Nima County. I'm coming. He engaging his people in Nima County, bringing a whole lot of new ideas, making the difference with the rest of the senators down there. That's an eye-catching thing. Why is he doing it? He's doing it because of his experience from the public sector.
So the question becomes, let's get it correct. That's going to be our take home. We're already out of time. You're setting high standards, which is good. We need to set a standard for all.
The standard. The best say
hold on. He's setting a standard. Says somebody will go in the house. At the same time, he's arguing. The people that are there, they are not doing it. Okay, if they are not doing it, then why you want to equip it to someone to go there first in order to be elected?
Because you asking me where do I stand. I'm telling you my criteria. So the rest of the guys there, most of them are sleeping. If one of them jump up now, they say they want to be president, I will go for vacation. I will not even come on the platform. To assess that situation. Because I know I can be behind these people. At least if the senator come on the platform, he did not go to the Senate and he tried to, this is a man with critical mind. Maybe I will postpone my vacation to listen to him. But other people, I will not listen to none of them.
Okay, this is what makes us Liberia Public Radio. We get each other throat, and that's the argument. And we accept people's views, their opinions, right on this network. To our many viewers and listeners, we want to thank you so much. Gentlemen, we are about to go. Who wants to go first in their closing argument and take away message before we leave?
I can go because I think I will see to Mr. Mali. I still need him on my team. I hope he walks away from this. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one goes to the executive marshal except through the legislature thing. But
is that a new Bible time?
the new gospel of John.
Oh my goodness, guys.
But the issue of Liberia should be taken very seriously. I think every Liberian, whether you live in the diaspora or you live back home, should understand that elections have consequences. The vote you cast don't just affect your life alone. It affects your neighbors. It affects your children. And it affects people who, if you go to vote in October, people who are 17 years old, you are voting for their future. If you're going to vote in October and there's somebody who turns 19 in November, that person cannot vote to determine their future for the next 6 years on a presidency or for the next 9 years on a senator. You are casting that ballot, and that person is looking at you, and I hope you see in their eyes their hopes, their dreams. No, Mr. So, so now we're going to tussle. When I get up in the morning, sometimes, you know how many messages I get in my inbox, people begging me. The other child now drink caustic soda. The other child now, the other person, I get videos of people sleeping and water running on them. This is not a George Weah creation, by no means. Let me not put that on George Weah. This is being a collective abjugation of responsibility over many years. And so I said to the Liberian people, you know, some of us, we're talking here, we sit in America, so they put me yesterday in America, but your vote affects me too. The amount of people who have to beg me for Senway affects me. I know those people don't want to beg me. Liberians are proud people. I would rather go to bed hungry with dry rice than to beg somebody for soup. We know our people. So when you get grown people with children coming to you to beg you, it means they'll be reduced below their self-respect. So my only one plea to people is, when you determine to go vote, is one bag of rice that you will eat in 1 month enough for 6 years of bad governance, or for 9 years of ineptitude in the legislature? Are you willing to give people power for training over you, over your children, over your children's children, and over your neighbors and their siblings? Because mind you, there are some people who are old, but they still can't vote because in Liberia, sometimes when you're handicapped, you can't even vote. Our old people even get it time to go stay in line all day. So you're casting the ballot for the old man that are selling plastic, that are selling coal in the plastic bag. Amen. Don't be selfish with this decision. Make a decision on behalf of you, your children, and your neighbors. That is what I'm going to say, and I hope you will pray over this, because we are praying people as Liberians. We are spiritual people, but don't be selfish with your vote, because your vote don't just affect you alone.
June Malice, land this vessel before we disembark.
Yes, the friends of the counselor. First of all, as I said from the beginning, I want to thank them for the great initiative. Some of them didn't even know the counselor. And I mean, that's a wonderful thing, you know. They didn't know the counselor, but they tried to judge him by his lifestyle and his output, and which of course is very good. But my only suggestion to them is that they should try to democratize this group. The few of them that I have
seen. You want to be the president for the people group?
No. The people they are talking about democracy. So let them try to democratize this group, since they've come together as founding members, open it up, let there be election for chairman, election for, you see, the gun that liberated should not rule. So that's my theory. And secondly, they say on this platform that because what I see now is the liberated and so they want to rule. Then they're not being democratic. And they also said that they are non-political. There is no way you will believe in Tiawan Gongloe, believe in his political philosophy, rather believe in God, believe in this guy in totality. Then you say that marriage is not there. That's a joke. Let us reconsider that decision. They are political. We have seen it many places because these people who are helping the councilor now, and for any reason, the election go the other way around. He become president. I think we'll know the rest of the story. I thank you guys.
Let me eat my own baby before we go a big because I know you saw me under the stuff here. Friends of Gongloe, there's been so many friends of Gongloe. I think it is honorable what these fellas and these people try to do.
Yeah.
But Tiawan Gongloe is an incorruptible person. And as such, when you do things, they should be in line with the person you follow. Number one, they made that comment about them not being political. And I commented in the chat, how do you support the presidential bid of a candidate and say you're not political? It's sharpening the difference for me. Number two, this is not us running for Lofa County Association. Not to be disrespectful to my people. You are running a campaign for the presidency of the Republic of Liberia. And you are using your personal cash app and you tell oh, we won't trust you. That because you now raise money before somebody go to the hospital and you raise money to bury somebody. Where is the transparency? And we are preaching this guy, Tiawan Gongloe, who has been transparent in everything. Amen. You got to be careful what you bring around the candidate.
No, we can suggest to them.
They have a good mind. They have a good thought. But I think it is not right. It is not transparent to use a personal cash app to collect money for a presidential bid in Liberia.
Okay.
Well,
and besides that, to conclude finally, their methodology in making financial statement. They said they were going to, when you send money, they were going to put it. That is a corrupt direction. They should be able to make a comprehensive financial report. What they did with the money. Now they have invested their money. They want to get it back. Then the rest, they give it to the council. We don't want that. Thank you.
Wow, what a difficult night. I called a Sunyon official, somebody who was a Sunyon person who was vying, and then they were setting a precondition. Mr. So, if I appear, I don't want that other guy. So I said, who the other guy? He said that man with the band in the air, and the other man from your row are there, only the liberal. So I said, oh, only the liberal.
I see why the moderator did not invite on this thing.
He want this way, he want only the liberal. I said, okay, but then go to the liberal lane. He has his own skill. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for your time and to our viewers. I'm working aggressively to have the guy they call Rescue Number 2. Is that a Rescue Number 2 is for Ambassador Boyka. We're initiating a conversation because I saw him on the sister network Spoon the other day. They were having talk, and it was just quite shocking. Even ANC folks and they were just going back and forth. Why he went to the other one fund, this and that. They are long past that. The train left the station. This guy now, he is a vice presidential hopeful. So my third question would be how he intends to help the president, or what are some of the conversations held with Ambassador Boyka that brought him to the team to give him extra power, responsibility. Now they 72nd group in Liberian Lottery where nothing. Those are the questions, those are the things we're supposed to be asking. And unfortunately, these questions, and I saw that with what his name? Or this other ANC guy was on SKTV today. You were on Spoon. And they just went on and on. How many times you visit, how many times this? Come on.
But Mr. So, I think Mr. O'Malley and myself, we got to stop giving free advices on here. You see, Jeremiah Kuna is making media appearances. Today, again, he was on OKFM.
Yes.
Now they're pushing it onto the media.
Yes.
We got to start giving free advices on their platform. They're pushing it onto the media now. And let me tell you something, and then you close the show. Jeremiah Kun was strategic when he appeared on our Spoon.
Yeah.
He made it look like he was giving credit to people who brought him into national prominence. But he was joking them because you see what he didn't get wrong to come in. He said the first person that told me about the thing that Edwin Snow. We know Edwin Snow want to be president, so he said, I call him my president, the man call me a VP. Then the next person that came to me for ANC said November to April. There was a reason for that. Because that reason was to counter the narrative about the man being with PYJ, right. You're only behind me from 7 November all to April. So that was very strategic. And you're right, people got to get past this thing. Look, the people have made their choice. Let's look into Jeremiah Kuhn's record.
Exactly. Who cares? That's not what Liberia. Look, what the guy did, he's a very smart guy. He's a smart politician. He knows how to dance and coin his tone, his language. And you saw Stanton with his yobo and all of that. He got frozen. His intro alone just sent them nuts. And they were kind of like, it took them time to reposition. I saw Dr. Chinenway and everybody doing that. Stanton, you get me confused. And he created a situation that he poached those guys on the wall to the extent that they found it very difficult to even gain their rightful place. It took comment, elevator him, carry him, take Prince Johnson, do this one here, and then came back without name calling. You say this and that, but yeah, and start naming the people that went. And then, sadly, I see some of the people that were called, they tried to call in to do what? I don't understand. To get into a fight. Hey, politics is politics. Everyone is needed on board. You once upon the time, a certain period of time, you send all your surrogates, all your big guns to have a conversation. That did not work. He has made his political decision. Do you want to waste time on that when you knowing full well his decision will not be reversed? Instead of you focusing on your candidate, your new agenda, your new mission, your new goal, and you allowed that sort of entertainment. So you went to the one fine, yeah. And so what they want to say, I like, oh, guys, Sissy, thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening.
Good night, my brother.
All right. Well, that's the best of political analysts, commentators right here on the Liberia Public Radio. We are still having a conversation with the folks closer to Senator Jeremiah Bankong, who is the running mate of former Vice President Ambassador Joseph Numa Boykai. All eyes still on ANC. What's going to happen this Saturday? We have no idea. We're not going to create any fabrications, break any news that does not worth breaking. We have no idea which direction the ANC or CPP will be going. While we do know, consultative meetings are ongoing. It is unclear as to whether Arizona Benedict Cummings will be making his one-time life decisions on the peg. If this is the first time right here on the Liberia Public Radio, we say you're wholeheartedly welcome. We say thank you for sharing your evening, your morning, your afternoon, depending on your location. Interestingly and sadly, we do not usually feed into your bite or say or talk things that you want to hear. We have high-call conversation that you need to hear, and you are at liberty to disagree with us, our talking point. You are at liberty to tweet, to comment, and engage fellow listeners or viewers. All we request on this network, savored conversations. I am Afonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio 10 LPR-TV. We do reach out to all of these political actors, but it's at their own volition as well to accept and reject our invitation. Sometimes I feel it makes me feel so bad. We have people who are seeking the higher office of the land, and Guru Media Industry serve as a facilitator instead of allowing to equip the electors, the voter, to make informed decisions. They create political side-tarring, and they allow politicians to get away with questions that should be asked. He may have made his political decision. What is the point of going back, which farm he went to, and what they talk, what they don't talk? The train left the station. That you need to know. The focus should be what is he bringing to the table. What were the conversations? Is there specific actions or specific that a vice president, if elected, responsibility will be dedicated to him? Will he be packed when the vice president used a literal or metaphor? I do not believe, like many others, that the vice presidency is a ceremonial position. No, if it were the case, this country were being in turmoil. Former Vice President Mike Pence used the Constitution to protect this land, despite his boss wanted him to interfere, to overturn the decision by the Americans. He did not see the vice president as a ceremonial position, but he stood his ground to defend the Constitution, not even his party, the Republicans, but the constitutions of this land. So if we have those high-profile people, for God's sake, media industry, do your due diligence and ask them questions and start creating some sort of fun base and allow them to slide away. We have had a lot of entertainment. We have had a lot of jokes. It unfolds in the first branch of government. They go there, the cost, nobody having conversation among themselves as to how laws, things that are affecting the country, there to come to an agenda, to come to an agreeable term, regardless you are sedition, liberty partisans, or ANC, or whoever. And then you will in turn hold the electors responsible for not making informed decision when you are not setting the stage, when you are not setting the agenda to make the politicians to be accountable. And fair to mention, the electors enjoy that themselves. They back and support their own alligators. But sooner they rather go into the belly, they back off. This is not what we do here on LPR. We do it differently. We know many things at stake. Until then, I'm Afonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. Tell your candidates, not just only the executive branch of government, the lawmakers. That's the first branch of government. We are not focusing. We don't even know who are contesting. By the time we look, they will be elected tomorrow because of all of these distractions that is unfolding in the political space in the country and all over the length and breadth. We keep the focus. We hope Councillor will answer our questions so that we can have in here. Until then, have a pleasant evening. Thank you. If this is the first time, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome. Follow Liberia Public Radio. Subscribe. We can be found on the Facebook Live feed, the YouTube, LinkedIn as well. Hit the notification bell, select all notifications. That way you will get an alert when we are on. Thank you so much and have a pleasant week. To all our mothers, sisters, we say happy Mother Day weekend. Drive safely and let God bless you. Have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.
Gongloe, Tiawan Gongloe, Gongloe, Tiawan Gongloe, Gongloe. Say you wa ya, Apple love ya sene ye wa ya. Go find ye wa bwela. Papa Tiawan Gongloe bonu ile. You know wa ya, me go ni ma ine you wa there. Zaba lo gbogbo yìí, ní wà ló wà gbogbo yìí, àpò mọ wọn tà mí wà ló wà gbogbo yìí. Tàdé pa, the German, the movement. Corruption la yẹn pọnà, mi wo pọn wá yìí bá wo ní ara wọ. Ìgbà yẹ ìwà wo, àpò ní màá náà sẹ́ga yẹ ìwà tó. Pẹ́ẹ́dé yìí pọ́nẹ́. Kanu gbẹgẹ wọlé, kanu gbẹgẹ vagamo ló mú ẹ. Wọ́n bá yáyá kwa, ètí àwọn kan gbogbo yáyá kwa ẹ. Kanu wo bàtà ẹ. Kani àmọ́ yìí mà. Ìfọ̀gàbọ̀gọ̀. Rájídé yìí wọ́n wá dé rọ̀. Ọ̀dọ̀ ránú òkú bọ́lá. Tàbí àná ìwà wẹ̀. Àpò tí àwọn Gongloe mọ̀nú ilẹ̀ bàbá. Tàbí àṣẹ ní ìwà wẹ̀ yẹ. Yàbẹ̀ yà kó títà.
Something Zota.
Nùbẹ̀bẹ̀ yà sí à. Mi ò gbọ́ mọ́tò ẹ̀ bàbá. Wá pa yí wọn gan. Wá kó wà náà sẹ́nu. Ẹnẹ́ yìí fòkànlẹ̀ ìmọ̀ ẹ̀. Báwo lu ilẹ̀? Gongloe, Tiawan Gongloe ìgbọ̀ngàn wáyé.
Ìpàlú ẹ̀ka pàṣẹ ẹ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀. Tiawan sọ̀nà sẹ̀wọ̀ pàlú ẹ̀ka ẹ̀. Tiawan Gongloe. Ìpàlú ẹ̀ka ọ̀. Pàlú ẹ̀ka ẹ̀ pàṣẹ ẹ̀dọ̀ kẹwẹ́. Tiawan Gongloe lẹ́nu báyọ̀ ẹ̀. Zuzule, Zuzugbe fie àbí ẹkún ẹ̀. Ẹ̀ Tiawan Gongloe inú rẹ̀ wẹ̀. Làbí àná mi pàgé nù ẹ̀ yẹ. Ìyàwó ẹ̀. Tiawan Gongloe, bàbá wẹ̀ kò yẹn lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ o ẹ̀. Ní ẹ̀kọ́ sẹ́dọ̀ mi ní kò wé àká o. Pàlú àká rẹ̀ pàṣẹ ẹ̀fẹ̀kẹ́ o ẹ̀. Àwọ̀ ẹ̀. Tiawan Gongloe lẹ́nu báyọ̀. Aïe aïe aïe, Asaï. Tiawan Gongloe kò tán, kò náà mi kẹ̀kẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Pàlú àká o. Tiawan Gongloe bá ti pa nílẹ̀ o. Ó pọ̀nà mi nù pàlú àká wẹ̀. Mi làbí àmì nù pàlú àká wẹ̀. Gongloe pàlú àká o. Ṣé Tiawan Gongloe lẹ́nu pàpàlẹ̀? Mi làbí àmì nù pàṣẹ pinwẹ̀. Pàṣẹ ìgbìmọ̀ àkàmọ̀ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àtàn mẹ́sàn. Zuzugbe tí ẹ pàlú àká o. Ìyàwó ẹ̀. Ẹ̀mí gbẹ flu. Dàgẹ̀ ọ̀nà kéde dàkẹ̀. Pàlú àká o ẹ̀. Ìyàwó. Ṣé Tiawan Gongloe lẹ́nu báyọ̀ ẹ̀. Ìyàwó ẹ̀.
TV S Doro ni ma musicien promoter. Et Tiawan Gongloe ni ma so ya wale. Àpò Tiawan Gongloe wà náà mbọ̀nẹ̀. Tiawan Gongloe gbọ̀nẹ̀. Yẹ́kẹ́sẹ̀ ní wúrẹ́. Yọ́ yẹ kọ́ Ẹ̀lì Johnson yìí kan. Wọ́n kò sẹ́ni wá. Tíá. Gongloe pọ̀ ẹ̀ka dúró. Tọ́gbà ló wá báyìí. Tàbí ẹ̀pà ló wá ká. Afọ́nbọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ àlòkù àlọ́ wá ká. Tà yẹ ìwà sí. Ní máa yà yẹ ìwà wẹ̀. Afọ́ ní máa nọ́ọ̀sẹ̀ pa wá wá bẹ́ẹ̀. Wà ti gbèsè. Won't get. Hallelujah. Man kana bokana makaza. Hey ya mama. I'm the one everyone casts it away, yeah. But the Lord did not give it on me. He made a way when there is no way.